Hello, everybody! Welcome to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, session 4. Thank you all so much for joining us once again on this lovely bi-weekly Tuesday campaign we got going on over here. Lovely to see you all in the chat. Thank you for waiting there. We got Jennings coming in hot. At some point, he's in the traffic jams of the cities, coming on from a shooting set. So Jennings will be joining us very, very shortly, as soon as he can. But yeah, so you'll just see his video pop right in near the start of the session. But I won't take up too much of your time because we got a lot of story to get to today. I know the players here have been waiting a whole full 2 weeks to get into it and have their first official combat.
Let's go.
But we're going to do a little quick thank you to sponsors for tonight's session. 2 of them, in fact. First up, Critical Kit, an awesome dice supplier overstationed in the UK. They finally got some dice sets over to me. And when I say these things are gorgeous, hello, look at how pretty that goddamn stuff is. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is from the hard edge sets that they have. I think this one's called Wuthering Heights. And this one is Venus and Furs, purple gold filigree. I am floored with how well these came out, actually. I am absolutely in love with them. And my favorite of the bunch, the Witcher dice set with commemorative coin. Yeah, so they got Witcher. Cool. I know, I can't wait. I am purposefully keeping this in the box until the new season of The Witcher comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe or maybe not planning a fun Witcher-themed one-shot around that first week of the premiere. So it's the first time I'm actually saying this out loud. So if anyone wants to be involved in that, let me know. Yeah, they've got these are so cool, honestly. Witcher dice sets. They have the main cast for each dice set up on the website. So you can go check them out. They've also got a really awesome Kickstarter going on right now. They just finished, but they were super successful with it, with a solo TTRPG game based around called Be Like a Crow, where you get to live the life of a crow, of a bird, an awesome fantasy setting. They just ended their Kickstarter goals and passed with flying colors, but they are still doing late pledges until December 15th or 14th, I believe. So you can head over to their Kickstarter, and it's all available through their website at critkit.uco.uk. I think enough pledges. They're going to reveal this little tiny crow mini that has a top hat and a monocle. And even if I never get my hands on that game, which I'm sure I will, but for whatever reason, if too many sell out and I can't get my hands on the game, I want that goddamn mini. So many applications for polymorph, for trickery, for fuckery. I need that in my life. So, Crit Kit, thank you so much for sponsoring Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We super appreciate it and cannot wait for you guys to get some of these awesome dice sets as well, because they are on the way. But also, we can't forget about our second sponsor as well, C4 Labs. Whoa. Amazing D&D TTRPG accessory makers. This one, of course, the Rolls Royce of dice trays, their Mastercraft series, just ended their Kickstarter as well, which also was super successful. But on their website as well, they got an array of amazing trays, dice towers, all kinds of things made by hand, wooden sets. Really, really good, high quality stuff. Seriously, since I got this tray, I have never not played with it. It's my favorite thing to use. And the Kickstarter for the Mastercraft series that I just displayed is over as well, but they are now taking pre-sale orders through their website as well. So you can go over to C4 Labs and check all that out. We super appreciate all their support. And also we'll be getting some, dare I say, Dicecream themed dice trays coming soon, possibly with logos and color schemes, and coming out for giveaways and players for Christmas. I'm super jazzed with that. So yeah, thank you, Crit Kit. Thank you, C4 Labs, for your support of the show. All the creators here super appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, with all that out of the way, everybody, grab your favorite drinks, grab your teas, grab your snacks. It's time to dive into tonight's session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And for that, we have an awesome recap video from the one and only Jackie Elena Chan, who's been making these fantastic wrap-up videos. For those of you who did not see our last session, prepare to get caught up. Take it away, Jody Rose.
Last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
I want to look around and see if I can see anything out of the ordinary, Kenku-like.
A Kenku bird face appears and
Yeah, I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and kind of just like, and just do like a little like cloud.
What do you know about Zybilna?
You're here to find Zybilna too? I know that the owners, Witchlight, know something that they're not telling me. Kneel down, sir, so that I may knight thee, the Witchlight monarch.
Abby like smiles and like unimpressive. I am the butter.
And as that happens, the butterflies are kind of floating around you. One half makes a crown on your head as Evie has just been dubbed the Witchlight monarch. Give it back.
I don't think the Hourglass Coven is gonna be happy with you if you don't start talking. I think we can have a great conversation right here, Mr. Witch.
Yes, what have we done with the Zybilna? And what do you know of Prismy and how to get that?
Everything you seek and more lies beyond that mirror.
Mr. Witch, you've only showed us a portal. You haven't really told us anything. The Hourglass Coven is through there.
They're very, very powerful.
But you should also know my party is just as powerful.
We'll send.
Let's go.
All right, we run.
You're definitely not on the material plane anymore. And around 6 or so rabbit-looking folks start to approach you. What do you think, lads? Looks like they might have something shiny on them.
Oh no, but I can guarantee you that I have something shiny.
We get violent. A moment. 1 second. Pull out some tools and just kind of start tweaking with it and kind of step back behind Lucy.
All we would like from you, seemingly new visitors to this land, is just a few measly, harmless feelings of delight.
With every ounce of every being between mine and everyone else's. No and no how.
What do you say, boys? Let's have a little bit of fun.
Full send, no thoughts are empty.
And now you're all caught up on Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Thank you again, Jackie, for that awesome editing job. Everyone in the chat, as I can see, really does appreciate it. So now you're all caught up. And with that, everyone,
I'm ready. Let's go.
with Agdon Longscarf's gang of Herringog staring you dead in the eyes as they slowly take out their clubs and kind of start to whack them in their hands and walk towards Quincy, Ebby, and Lucifer with their weapons drawn. Suddenly, this cat pounces off of under the bridge as Moss had stayed behind as you all climbed down that shattered sort of stretch of highway. Moss had clung to the side of one of the legs of it, and as soon as those Herringog started to get rough and get a bit nasty, Moss decided to leap from said vantage point. So you will get a bit of a little surprise attack before we roll initiative. So as you look over to the Roll20 map here, I've got you. We'll just pretend that the bridge is kind of directly behind you guys. So for you, my friend Jackie, what's your movement?
Let me look.
I
40
think you got
feet.
like 40. Okay. Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
This is going to determine how far you're going to be able to jump over there.
Okay. Athletics. Okay. I got 17 plus 2. Athletics is 19.
Perfect. So for you here, you've got around this much movement to get to.
Okay.
I'm going to let you be able to land wherever you like in that 40-foot range. So you could put yourself right in front of the gang of Herringog right there and start going to work on on
Okay.
this guy here, or you could go maybe a couple steps before that. Totally up to you.
And this is movement, right? So I can attack afterwards?
Yeah, you sure
Perfect.
can.
So I
You'll
want
get
to
advantage on the attack as well because it's surprised.
That's still 40 feet, I think, right?
There was, yes.
Perfect.
Yep, right in front of there.
Awesome.
So as you leap out from behind the bridge, everyone's taking out their weapons. Quincy, who previously tried to take out the gun and kind of the bits, little nuts and bolts fell out of it.
I'm going to
clicked a
start
few things.
fixing him.
Hold on. The rest of you hear from behind you as Moss just like glides from under a bridge in this sort of murky bog swamp that you're in. And Moss, roll an attack at advantage.
Oh, advantage? Cool.
Yeah, because I did not see you coming. You see the Herringog gang of Agdon Longscarf starts walking towards you, and all of a sudden, just looking up, and this cat just is about to like spear, football tackle one of them in the lead.
I got
What did you roll? 18. That'll definitely hit. Roll damage.
Okay. See. Let's see. That's okay, I'm doing the math. Sorry. 13 damage.
All right. So 13 damage. You leap from under the dilapidated bridge and kind of use your claws to cling on to this cement work, this sort of long pole, not pole-like structure, but a cement beam holding up the bridge. And as you kind of turn around, you just kind of got a good jumping off point and you just Superman punch this Herringog from a good 40-foot distance going down. The gravitational force that you're pursuing at this Herringog is just a boom. You Superman punch him straight in the face. The head just hits on the ground. Small little crater erupts as the rest of the Herringog just like step back a minute. That dude is knocked the fuck out.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Anime style, boom!
Okay.
Out as the rest of them just look on and didn't expect that at all and just taken aback. Where the fuck did she come from?
Nice.
And with that, now we'll roll initiative.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, that's a 1.
After all that.
Uh-oh.
After all that.
I got an
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
All right.
I used too much juice in
Too
that
much
last
juice.
punch. I'm kind
Quincy,
of like.
you got 15.
Yes.
Okay, let me put you guys in the order here.
I
And
still don't know what I'm doing for my first move, so I'm just gonna look.
it is all good.
Should
It
I?
happens. It happens.
Since you have a 1, should I save Moss? Get back here!
I don't think you'll need to save Moss, to be quite frank. I think Moss will be just fine.
Wait, is that thing dead? Is that why there's an X in it?
Yeah, Superman, like out of the, like coming from a very tall vantage point, soaring 40 feet down, just the sheer force, boom, knocked that Herringog, that rabbit folk, right on its head as its face just slammed to the dirt and the bog. Its mud just splats everywhere.
Can we get clarification on which Herringon has the gourd?
This one.
That one?
Ah, damn it! Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
I'll put a
I'm
little
still very happy.
marker
Okay.
there for you. Okay, so Herringog going first, and as the rest of them are kind of just pause for a minute from the epic display to get up. Get her! And they all just rush towards you.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And these lovely Herringon. Oh no, that one doesn't work there. Let me see. Oh, actually, I can do that. Move that way. So yeah, he is gonna have advantage as the Herringon have pack tactics.
Okay.
They're within 5 feet of their ally. They get advantage on the hit. So they're gonna try to. He's gonna try to hit you with the club. That is gonna be 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As the lead Harengon just shouts and says, "Get her!" Hops over the incapacitated one you just knocked out, gets the club and boom, hits you right in the ribs. Oh, first hit, takes purchase. Then after that, we'll come to Ebby.
Frick. Okay, so I'm just
Abby, get the cord!
what?
Get the cord!
I have the card. Okay, so look at the map, so it's that guy there. Okay. Hey, Quincy, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
I'm gonna freeze this person. Are you able to get there in time?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do it.
Who's after me? Is it Quincy?
Who's after you, sorry?
Yeah, it is Quincy who's after me, right?
Quincy's after you?
In initiative rolls.
Oh, yeah, Quincy's, well, we'll get to there. You're not actually sure if he's right after you or if it could be someone else in front of you.
Okay, perfect. So get the gourd. I don't know how I'm gonna get there in time. So Abby's looking around just to see that the three are there. And so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what Emmy's gonna try and do is Emmy's going to fly towards the one that has the gourd and try and grab it from them in flight. And then fly back as far as he can, which I think would take him here on his way back if he makes it.
Okay, so first from here, you're gonna go 25 feet in that first movement.
Yeah.
To try to do a strength check. So we'll do an opposed strength check to see if you can grab the gourd out of Jebek's hand. So you roll and make a strength check. So you roll athletics.
Oh, athletics? Oh, okay. Oh, that's better. I rolled the wrong one, but I got a 19.
Yeah.
Nice.
I rolled a 2.
I would have still beat you with my other one.
Take it every time. Fly away.
Damn it. So yeah, as soon as Jebek kind of has the gourd in one hand, kind of isn't able to put it back in their side satchel, Jebek leaps over the incapacitated Harengon and BAM! Hits Moss right in the ribs with the club. You hear a small cracking sound as the kind of the wind takes out of him a little bit. But in that distraction, Abby just flies in, rocket speed. Give me that gourd! It just goes in. Goes in with all your plumage of feathers, kind of using it as a distraction as you suddenly stop, as you rocket in, you sort of stop short, and some of the plumage kind of flies in the face of Jeb because kind of distracted for a minute. You just grab the gourd from their clutches, so you have the gourd now in your possession.
Okay, so Abby's gonna go. So I need to go back. I think I had 50 flying, so I can move back here. I think that's as far as I could get back.
You will get an opportunity attack from the Harengon.
Oh, what's that mean?
So when you are in the vicinity of an enemy, an opponent, where you're like 5 feet from them, so basically like beside them, and then you move out of their space, they have an opportunity to use their reaction to hit you. Kind of like you're getting really close, and as you back away, they have an opportunity to whack you as you leave. Same with you. You can do that to enemies as well.
Okay, so I can attack it and fly? Back? Can I
So
grab it?
Not on your, opportunity attacks happen not on your turn. So for example, if it was my turn as an enemy and I went over to you, bonked you, and then tried to walk away, as a reaction, you could try to hit me as I leave.
Okay, got it.
So it's kind of a thing that's not on your turn. When it's not your turn, you can do it. It's a weird sort of reactionary ability.
Okay.
But did you want to still just move away, or you can also just like stop there if you don't want to take the bonk? Up to you.
I want to take the bunk. I don't want the
Taking the bonk. Okay.
I am a tough bird.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
I take a big bunk.
Oh my god.
What do I need to roll to break this?
Unfortunately not. He's just gonna whack you super hard on the back as you leave.
Oh shit! I got the gourd at least.
I don't know how much longer.
Hope we don't drop it.
So that's gonna be 10 points of bludgeoning damage. As you grab the gourd and kind of turn away and try to pick up flight, you just feel this club, bam, hit you square on the back of the head, super hard. You start to see stars and your vision blurs a little bit. It was a heavy hit, but you kind of stumble away with your skinny little bird legs. You're able to kind of pick it up once more and fly up. So you have walked away, but you did take a pretty good hit.
Okay, so I hit 10 and then damage. Kill.
Yes.
And then I'm back. I
And
want to
wherever
get as far as
wherever
away.
you'd like to move to with the amount of movement you have left is where you can move to. Yeah, so you got 25 to get there, and so whatever remaining of your movement, you can move away.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
That hurt! Hurt your back. But I got the thing. What's the
Good job, Abby.
What's the thing do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was still thinking. I don't know what it does.
And Abby, even though in pain, tries to like make it look like he's not hurt and flaunt some feathers in like a peacock way. And then halfway just
After that is another Herringog who is going to start to gang up on Moss and also get advantage on the attack. And that is gonna be... $16 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. That's going to be, oh God, another 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
As another one just jumps over to you with their club, hits you in the right thigh, kind of hitting directly in the bone, almost like a Charlie horse. You see your leg kind of buckle for a minute. These are your money makers, the legs for all the strong kicks you do. And suddenly you kind of knee buckles down to one side. The swamp and the mud starts to spray onto your clothing as your hands get stuck in the mud, trying to keep yourself up from this onslaught. Okay. After that is Quincy. What would you like to do, my friend?
All right, I'm still kind of fuddling with all the broken pieces of cocoa, but I'm gonna kind of just shove them all in my pouch and kind of just jingle them there, and I'm gonna run about 30 feet. And while I'm running, my hand's gonna kind of dive in my side pocket, and I'm gonna rebuild him while I'm running. So I'm gonna go. Let's see, how do I?
So you can use this ruler here to determine how far you can go. Just a
I
little
can
circle
go-
with the corner there.
Cool.
So on the side here, there's a little bit of icons. There's a circle with a little line on a diagonal. So if you click that, it's under the magnifying glass.
15,
a little
20,
ruler marker for roll
25.
20.
30. So I'm going to move right there. So I'm going to move 30 feet right there, and then use my main action to use a spell slot to create another little Eldritch Cannon. So I'm going to rebuild the Eldritch Cannon. It's going to be the it's going to be the Force Ballista again. And so what I'm going to do is then I'm going to use the bonus action, because Eldritch Cannon allows me to do a bonus action and fire it. So I'm going to fire the Force Ballista to the one directly to the left of Moss right there. So
All right, the one that just did a hit.
Yes. So I'll be like, "Duck and cover!" And that is a 15 to hit.
That just hits. Roll damage.
Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh.
You got this, Quincy.
Nah. That's 2d8s. Oh, I love it. Love it. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's a 6 plus 2 plus a 3. Okay, that's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage.
Yes.
So
Okay,
you
push
go
them back.
over as you run, as Abby is kind of stumbles over. You run past Abby. What does the gourd do? I don't know. As you're taking your metal little griffin bird, kind of putting the nuts and bolts back in, closing it, panel, come on, kind of like a jukebox, kind of smack it a couple times. You feel that hum sort of come to life. The eyes burn a bright yellow. The gears inside start to turn, and you stick it in the swampy mud and kind of turn its wings up. Put your two hands on as they extend like this, and you start to extend almost like a tripod. tell Moss, get down! You put the wings back down for like a loading shot, and you put your head down, and the beak goes, bam! This huge blast of chaotic energy just rockets through the dim lit swamp, and bits of mud kind of fray and part as it singes through the mud, and the herringog that hits you in the leg suddenly looks up, and you can look up and you see this dull light coming straight for the herringog. Bam! And it just rockets past you and flies like 30 feet out of your view, and that dude is knocked out. Its boots are still stuck in the mud, and its big bunny feet have fallen completely out of it. That dude is gone.
That's one for me.
I bet that hurt more than a stick.
Okay, so good job, Quincy. Anything else?
That's all I can do. I'll just stand put.
All right, good to go. After that, we got another herringog who's coming to join the friends. And is going to, once again, gang up on Moss here.
Miss.
That's a 21 to hit that time.
Yeah, nah, that doesn't hit.
So that's 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
As one is Superman punched, knocked out, the other one hit with a giant Eldritch cannon. Another herringon comes up from behind. Take one of them prisoners, they'll leave us alone! And they just start with their clubs, trying to gain an advantage on the situation. Seeing that gun flare up, they now realize they're not just dealing with just like travelers who may have stumbled in here. Now there is a position of power going on, and they need to, start to move their pieces in the right position to gain the upper hand. Okay. So after that, we come to another herringon, who's actually let's see here. Yeah, this one is going to do a standing jump. As one of the herringongs says that, it's like, take one of them captive, they'll leave us alone! I'll deal with the one with the gun! You just see this herringong just boom, rocket up with their rabbit legs and hop over to you, Quincy.
Oh gosh.
This one's gonna do a standing leap to get 20 feet. And then make it right over to you. And it's gonna make an attack on you.
I'll go, bunny boy.
Damn it! That was gonna be a lot, and then it rolled to a 4.
Miss. Just
Yeah.
I'm balking with it.
You just see this herringong, this rabbit folk, jump with incredible height and speed. You're like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap! You just kind of take your sort of mounted gun griffin and sort of spin it around and kind of spin it in the mud so the herringog leaps over to you, spin it in place so one of the metal bird wings just gonna hit in the face, falls back down, not able to make purchase with the club. Okay. After that is our boy Lucifer.
Whoa. Let's go.
Let's see, where's the Lucy? I think seeing Quincy in trouble, Lucy would probably run over to help. Or would they? Well, Moss is in trouble. As Lucy is seeing all this, seeing the one jump over to you, seeing Moss kind of getting beat up by multiple, Lucy has the shining scimitar out. Are you all right, Quincy? Should I go help over Moss or what?
I'm fine. Go get Moss.
All right, playtime.
Help!
Coming! Starts running over to you. Okay. Oh, Lucifer's got 30 feet of movement. Oh, can get right up to that one that just joined you. And Lucy has has got 2 weapon fighting. So we're gonna make 2 attacks here, one with a rapier, one with a hand axe. I'm killing myself. 12, 13, 14, 15. 17 is gonna hit with the rapier, and that is gonna be a, oh no. Oh, great heavens.
Only counts if it's a high number.
That's,
speak of the devil.
hey! I was literally playing as you right now.
I know. I've been watching while I've been in traffic or listening. I was not driving.
All right. I just did 8 points of damage with your rapier. I'll have you make the second offhand attack with the 2 weapon. I was going to do 2 weapon fighting. 1 hit with the rapier, other hit with the hand axe. So perfect timing there, Jennings. Why don't you roll me a D20 with your hand axe there?
I am on it.
It's a +5.
Okay. All right. I'm rolling a D20.
Yeah, and then add 5.
Can do. Come on, Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. An 11 plus 5 is 16.
16. So as Moss here was starting to get just surrounded by the Herringog and clubbed to death, while Quincy used the Griffin to mount a ballista, knocking out one of them. Moss, of course, knocking out one with that surprise attack, shouting out to Quincy, "Are you going to be okay? Do you need help? Help, Moss! Help, Moss!" You're like, "Playtime starts now." Run over there, try to do a leaping slash with the rapier, slashed across the chest, take out the hand axe, flips in the air, catch it by the handle, crack, hit one right in the clavicle. That rabbit, done.
Woo!
Knock that sucker out. Okay, not bad. Taking out 3 with 3 left. I guess we'll leave unless Lucifer wanted to do anything else.
Do I have any of the moves? Or
you can. I think that was most of your movement. You did an action for an attack. I think your bonus action is, you have second wind and 2 weapon fighting. So no, I think you're all good.
Fantastic.
Okay. Up next is the last Herringog. This bad boy. He's going to do a standing leap over here and actually go and try to take you down a peg there, Lucy. Gonna make an attack against you. That'll probably hit. 18. So you'll take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As you kind of run down, so you get a running leap, slash of the rapier, take out the hand axe from your belt loop, spins in the air, grab the handle, right on the clavicle. Herringog goes down. Another one leaps over the giant snail coming at you and just bam, hits you with a club, sort of in the shoulder, sliding in the swamp mud.
Ooh.
Oh.
Can I use Hellish Rebuke, which is used after being hit?
Yes, you can.
Hey!
First time ever using it. Fantastic. I point my finger, and the creature that damaged me is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
It takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
So he does get damaged no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
it's gonna be a DC 13. Let's see here. Oh, you son of! They have such high dex too.
I know. That's what I was worried about.
6.
Let's go!
I failed.
So I have to roll 2d10s now?
Yeah. So you are gonna roll 2d10. 2d10 fire damage.
Cooked rabbit.
8. And... Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm pressing too many buttons. Hang on. There we go.
The fire is too great.
8 and 6.
Son of a bitch.
Got it.
So, as you kind of slice that one Herringog down, clearing the way for Moss as they're just kind of putting their guard up, trying to just block all the attacks, distracting them so the others can kind of make their second wave. You see this Herringog leap over the giant snail and is about to come down to clubbing blow, and you just put your hand up, your eyes just fixed to flame, your hand sets ablaze, and the Herringog just freezes in midair. And just like lights on fire from the inside out. And you just throw it to the side, boom, falls into the mud out of the way. And is also dead and gone.
We've got another one.
Got 2 more. I think we should keep one a captive.
Keep the snail alive.
Yeah, definitely keep the snail alive.
Keep the snail alive. Kill the other one.
I think we can tame the snail.
I think we should keep the snail a friend.
Okay, let's see. And after finally all that, we come to Moss with a 1 in initiative at the end of the line.
I started out so cool.
You start cool. Dude, thank you.
We just say you're doing the Iron Man thing this whole time, just going, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And people are waking you up. Like, no.
I kind of want it to be that, like with the Goku one I had, my fist got stuck in the mud, and then they just kept pounding me while I was down. But okay.
Shit.
Yeah.
I feel we should keep the one who had a gourd alive.
Can you roll a persuasion check for me? Because I want to kill that guy so bad. You don't have to. I've just been like strategizing while everyone was going, and I'm like, I'm going to destroy this person. But
you can kill him after we get her information.
15 for an attack on the snail.
On this one.
I'll do the snail.
You're gonna hit the snail.
Yes.
Okay.
I could be friends.
15 does hit. Roll damage.
Okay. That is 13 damage.
Oh God. Were you hitting it with your staff?
Yes, quarterstaff.
So
I use my staff. What?
So as the snail's just been sitting there this entire time, not moving, being sort of stationary, the Herringog leaping over it and hitting you with clubs, you just finally take your hand out of the mud. And as Jebek, the sort of leader of this troop, has the gourd. Oh no, it doesn't have the gourd. You took the gourd from him. It's kind of just aghast from the power, the skills that this group has. You just see Jebek like realizing, oh fuck, I bit off way more than I could chew. And it's just kind of like taking little steps back, and you just start walking towards Jebek as they're just like cowering, and you take out your staff and just just like hit the giant snail right in the face as like a show of fear, and the snail just kind of wails and like cries out as you just smack it straight in the face, and you see this bruising welt start to appear along its snail face.
Wait, didn't last time we determine that there was a Herringon on top of the snail?
No, they all jumped off, and they were
God. Okay.
coming towards you.
So the snail's not down?
No, but you hit it really, really hard.
Okay, well, I'm going to use my bonus action for Fury of Blows.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit the frickin' rabbit.
Okay.
Okay.
We're like, oh, okay, we just talked about saving the snail, but the snail's apparently dead now.
Okay.
It's not alive. It is really badly hurt. It took a big hit.
Oh, gosh.
I'm angry.
So Fury of Blows to Jebek.
10 damage.
So, bam! Huge smack into the snail. It's just a wail in pain, and then you just start walking towards Jebek, and this show of no remorse, this senseless act of violence,
It's
just
bloodlust
looks over
at this
this,
point. Eyes
looks over the
narrowed.
snail. And you just walk over to him, and he's just kind of cowering in fear of the power of this group. And you just stick the staff in the mud and just sort of start to crack the knuckles. What the hell are you? Bam! And just smack him right in the head. Falls right ass over tea kettle in the mud, and just kind of bubbles out air through the viscous of the mud and the swamp water. And just hear a dead.
What?
You
Wait.
go, Moss.
Okay, well, we have one left.
I was upset.
I didn't do okay, no, sorry. I didn't say non-lethal because everyone else had 13 points, or at least I thought it was 13. Okay, everyone, I killed him. Sorry.
Gordon is very lost with what this thing is now.
Well,
I got a gourd, and his owner's dead.
Moss slinks over to a bush to just kind of like die in
there's
peace.
still one Harengon left.
Oh yeah, there is. Can I actually use my movement to go over to this bush and just kind of like die?
Crawl away.
He's so
And he doesn't
almost
kill
dead.
Okay. After that, we're gonna go to the top of the round with Ebby.
Hey! So Evie's like really kind of upset seeing the snail get hit. And like he tries talking to the snail to see if it's okay. So what do I have to roll for that?
Animal handling check.
All right. Fuck. 7. I'm
7. So you walk over. Are you flying over to the snail, like putting yourself
How
beside
close
it?
do I have to be to talk to it?
Like talking distance. I mean, you could shout at it from here, like, "Hey, snail, are you okay?"
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Well, wait, no, I want to get away from this guy for a bit. So since they're all dead, I'm going to fly just a bit close to Moss, finding out if the snail's hurt or not.
So you're kind of shouting out in what you think may be a snail dialect of some kind with your nature-based abilities. The snail is just its head, its slimy, sort of long-necked body and head just is just kind of neck down and is just not really communicating with you. It seems to be in pain. It kind of sees you all as enemies and is just like trying to turn its gaze away.
Okay. Am I able to give the gourd to Moss and then just go over and pet the snail?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I give the gourd to Moss and then I'll go to this side. And-
Go over and go. Yeah, this is yours now. Float over to the snail on the other side. Okay. Anything else?
It's just, and he wants to like comfort the snail and to like try in some way to make it understand that he's worried about it.
Okay, no worries.
And then like looks back at Moss disappointingly.
Okay.
While I feel like Lucifer,
After that disappointing look,
Good God, Moss.
we'll go over to Quincy.
All right, I'm gonna take Coco, point it at the Harengon that's right there. And I'm gonna be like, "All right, Peter Cottontail, everybody's dead. You wanna be next? Put your weapon down."
Make an intimidation at advantage.
That's a 19.
Yeah, no chance.
Nat 20.
The Herringog just has this look like they're furry. If you could see the whiteness of the skin underneath their fur, it would just be ghastly as they're just looking over at you. They look behind them as all their friends are just like bones, broken head in the swamp mud. One just smoked and flames are just being put out as they're just stuck in the mud, and smoke is rising from a charred rabbit corpse. Puts down the club.
Good.
And just walks. Has barely anything to say.
No.
It just goes over to you and just like, I don't. They talk me into this. It's not my fault.
You following orders. Following orders, of course. Understood. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and Coco's gonna shrink down just a little bit and kind of get on my shoulder, but still look at him. All right, we have a few questions now.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
All right. Come on, let's introduce you to everybody. Yes, let's go.
Are you gonna burn me alive too? Oh god! And just like
no promises, but
as Chrissy says, no promises. Lucifer just glances over like, off the table though.
All right, explain the gourd thingy. What is that? I point to Abby with the gourd. I don't have the gourd. What is it? Where is it? Oh, Moss. I'll point to Moss with the gourd. I was like, who has the gourd thingy?
Moss.
What is that?
That was a gift to Agdon Longscarf from Balvlorna Bitestraw.
Who that?
Oh, Bevlorna?
Who that?
What? I'm just worried, are any other metal things gonna come out of you and shoot me, or is that the only one?
Not yet. So far, I think. Maybe. We'll see.
What does
never
the
know.
gourd do?
What's in it?
Too many answers. It's a gourd that it holds memories, fond feelings, and such.
And can they be
Drink that?
returned?
Do you eat it?
What? I don't really know. Jepic was just very fond of it. It was just a thing they liked to do. I just went along. I'm very. I don't even really like them that much.
Can these memories be returned to their original owners?
I mean, I suspect so. Just pop off the cork, maybe.
Eddie wants to do a medicine check on the snail.
Okay, do a medicine check.
24.
24. So what are you trying to find out specifically?
See, like, if it's okay, if there's a way that he can help it feel better.
Yeah, I mean, it took a giant boom welting strike with a staff to the face. Like, it's a simple wound from battle. You know, any simple healing spell would be able to help it out, or a healing potion. You could even make a medicine check, maybe just to like make the pain kind of stop a little bit if you liked.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Natural 1 with a 7.
So unfortunately, you kind of go to your pouches and any sort of side bags that you have, but you don't really have any salves or anything that you can think of to try to mend it. You can just kind of like, you just tried your best to kind of calm it down and kind of pet the top of the head of the slug, but as you do, your feathers get coaxed in like this slimy mucus as the trails extend from your winged hands. You're like, it's okay. I don't think she meant anything. It's fine.
Perfect.
But yeah, so this sort of Harengon scout of sorts doesn't seem to really know what the thing is, and he's just terrified of all of you, these people who came out of nowhere and have guns and fire and flying from the sky, and yeah.
We're here looking for Zabilna.
Oh, you are you?
Are you familiar with the name?
I mean, yes. You know, Zabilna used to be the ruler of Prismia. Who doesn't know about him?
Used to be.
Am I right?
What do you mean?
What happened? As you can see, we're very new here.
Yeah, I can tell. And just looks around at all the dead.
Oh, don't worry, they won't go to waste.
I plan on cooking them later.
Okay.
You will be added to if you don't show us where Zybilna is or your leader, King Longscarf.
Lucifer visibly like drools a little bit, thinking about eating these cooked rabbits.
The sickies.
Okay.
They just visibly don't.
Their ears are just like curled over and tucked in, just displaying extreme nervousness and fright. Zybilna is preoccupied. The Hourglass Coven now is the official rulers of Prismia. Bavlorna is the one that rules the land of Hither.
Pavlona?
Bavlorna. Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Is the ruler of
Hither.
That's where we're at. Okay, yes.
The land that you find yourselves in.
She sounds like a nice individual. Where can we find them?
Yeah, they're all right. The residence is over in the Downfall.
Which is pointing would be preferred.
Okay. That way. And he's kind of pointing out, but all you see is just mist.
And how does one make it through this mist without getting lost? Well, we need to restrain you. Seconds for later, possibly?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I could take you to somebody who could.
You could? Oh.
Lovely.
That would be so kind.
How generous of you.
That was so evil.
Alrighty, well, let's not dilly-dally.
While they're talking, Abby's going over the corpses to check them out if they have anything.
You just go loot the body while we're talking.
We're gonna eat it. I want the other stuff.
We're not really gonna
Good
eat
job,
it, Abby.
Way to clean them. Yes, clean them before we cook them. Yes.
As you start to have these very grotesque, awful conversations of eating herringong and disemboweling these rabbit folk, you start to notice that the environment around you change somewhat. You're basically in a swampland of sorts. I mean, colorations are, dark brown muds, dark green vegetation, murky water, that kind of thing, kind of a sulfuric sort of bog smell. But as you're having these conversations, as you start to kind of go over to the various murdered herringog bodies and try to loot what's left, you notice that some of the ground has quickly changed a little bit. Like the mud seems to have caked and dried over. Some tall grass that kind of spurts out of the mud and kind of, covers the land in a dark green coloration, starts to become like a dried up yellow, like it's been in the sun for way too long. You can kind of see the color changing around you as you continue to kind of press forward this really hard-edged nature towards this prisoner of war that you've just taken.
So for clarity, the environment around us is changing, or is it changing just around this herring gun?
It's changing around all of you, so kind of in like a sphere, circle radius around you. Very noticeably sort of center point around the middle of you and going outward for about like 20 feet or so. The more you get more vicious, the more you kind of press on this nature. You just notice the grass kind of start to dry up and turn a bit yellow, and the environment kind of just seems to be affected by the harshness of
Interesting.
Of your tactics.
I want to walk over to the giant snail and kind of just looking at his face, just kind of just walking very, very, very slowly, very, very much so. And then I want to do Cure Wounds, use my last spell slot to do Cure Wounds on him. And it's a touch. So I'm gonna kind of look up and kind of just put my hand in my pockets, kind of pull out like a poultice and kind of rub it on it, and then kind of just like, "You're gonna help us today, okay?" I'm gonna kind of just rub that big old welt on his face and kind of cure wounds that.
Okay, so as you kind of go over to the big cylinder-like welts on its slimy, viscous skin, say that, put your hand over on the snail's head. How much do you heal for?
6.
6. Okay. Okay, so doing that, I'll have you roll an animal handling check at advantage.
Okay.
Can Abby see that these things are changing?
Yeah, it's not very hard. It's a little hard to see just because it's a bit dim light and there's a rolling kind of misty bog. That's kind of, some of it's hung low to the ground, some of it kind of covering the area around you. But as you're kind of going to loot the herringong bodies, you just kind of notice that the tall grass and the vegetation is just kind of curdling and becoming dry in a sort of dark yellowish coloration. When you first came here, everything was in a dark green color. Some of the mud that was more liquidy and wet, some of it's a bit more hard and dry. It's just a bit strange, but nothing too alarming.
That was
All right.
18. Does anything happen around the snail then because of that? That was an 18 on animal handling.
So as you do that and show kindness to the snail, put your hand over the wound, this sort of salve-like energy comes over you, and this bright, radiant energy leaves the palm of your hand as you wave it along the welt, and it starts to become healed and flush with the sort of mucusy, dull, green, yellow coloration on the snail, and the 2 little antennae with eyes poking around, and then it kind of comes over to you as its head is kind of down in fear. You lay your hands on it, heal up that wound, and the snail and goes like its big sort of long neck goes over to you, Quincy, and kind of starts to nuzzle your head a little bit, but it's kind of getting mucus on you as well. So it's kind of like comfortable feeling. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, all right.
You're adorable, but you're very messy. It's like, okay. Understood. Thank you. Is there anything on the snail? Like, is he like loaded with like saddles and bags or anything?
So he has a saddle that one of the herringong was riding. So it has one saddle that looks like it can fit one person, maybe one smaller, one medium-sized creature, with some reins on it. For you, Abby, looking through the other bodies, just make me an investigation check.
11.
11. Okay. So for the herringong themselves, each of them has a club and a sling. So just sort of a, Fred Flintstone-like club made out of various wood, things like that. And then a sling, very much like a slingshot, just like a stick with 2 little other sticks hanging out with a band and rock-like hard objects that they could sling open. Some of them have more of the traditional slingshot Dennis the Menace style, and some of them have more of the ancient sort of leather straps with a longer pad of material that they just kind of hurl around and throw over.
So Abby looks excited at the one that has to spin, and he picks it up and Abby doesn't really know what it is. It's like, I have found something, and holds it up to himself and starts wrapping it around himself as if it's an adorable.
Gorgeous.
Just start putting on hippie beads and leather straps all over you.
He looks around and sees the clubs, and inside he slowly starts like saying an internal thank you for being alive, and I'm sorry that you're gone to each one. And he looks at the one that initially had the gourd and then just like pets the mud that's just above it where it's like dead. And then he looks back to out of the group of 4 with him at one the boots that are just sitting there in the mud. He's like, and I hope your feet are still warm. And then he looks at everyone and says, there's stuff on them if you want them.
I don't think they'll fit us.
Oh.
No, I'm a little bit tall for their things.
So as you go and do that healing gesture, Quincy, and saying those sort of prayers over the lost herringong, you do notice some of the vegetation starts to change as well, kind of going back to that dark green hue that you noticed before, and a couple of very noticeable bright flowers kind of starting to vine out from stems out of the mucky water and blooming these bright, beautiful pink and violet colored flowers, almost like dandelions, but with a pink and purple hue, each individually colored with each leaf as they spurl out. And after you do every prayer to the Herringong, you just notice that the grass start to become green again as well, Abby, and a couple little leaves and flowers start to wind out as you do so.
Intriguing. All right.
Can we ask the last living Herringong if it knows anything about these interesting environmental changes based on actions?
Yeah, you can ask. He is in the palm of your hand. You've murdered an entire troop and is just like, I'm new here. I am so sorry. I don't want to die.
Little tasty looking rabbit creature. What is the deal with this action causing environmental change?
What's up with the swamp? Why does it change like that?
Have none of you ever been to the Feywild before?
Did we not just say that we're new here?
Well, the Feywild is different than your world. This plane is very much set and runs and is based on emotions. The Feywild itself is a living, breathing entity. It reacts strongly to emotions and gesture.
Looks like there's a lot of pretty bitter emotions going on right now.
So, does that mean that if I were to destroy this gourd and the positive emotions and memories that you took from other people were to be released into the environment, would it fix it?
Like I said, I'm new. I don't know how that thing works. It was given to Longscarf, amazing leader and very handsome rabbit man.
No, but he knows what Love Lorna is.
Possibly.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Kai.
To whence we came. You came.
Oh, God.
After all, I did tell you that you weren't going to take anything in the beginning. Just saying.
I mean, you all did attack us first.
They were just gonna rough you up a bit. They weren't gonna murder you.
Well, we roughed them up too. But we won! Oh, I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm sorry.
I love this side of you, Quincy.
Oh God, the demons, all of them, they're monsters. What are we gonna
I'm not a demon, I didn't kill one. I'm a bird.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Well, at least they won't eat you because of that.
Well, listen, team, should we open this gourd in hopes that the memories and dreams and aspirations are returned to their original owners, or do we keep it closed in the hopes that we can discover who they were taken from?
I feel like it would be a really good bargaining chip, whatever it is. I think we can keep it for now.
Okay.
Moss fastens it to the side of her hip.
Fantastic.
There seems to be a lot of negative emotions if the world looks like this.
Abby's gonna walk out to the bunny and place his feathered hand on his back. It's like, so what's your plan now? What are you gonna do?
He's going to lead us.
He's going to direct us.
Oh, okay. Then Evie puts his hand and starts directing him towards the snail.
You sweet Gloom.
Do you want to put him on the snail?
No.
No, we're just gonna bring him over.
And that snail might be secretly really fast.
That's what I'm saying.
Never-ending story.
Now, Abby, would you like to ride the snail?
Oh, please, yes.
Fantastic.
Enjoy, Abby.
Fantastic. Lucifer takes Abby's place behind the Herringong and helps boost Abby up onto the snail.
Okay. So as you go, Abby's long limbs kind of, Lucifer, you use Abby's long limbs to kind of propel them up on this very giant, large beast of a snail. And it's a little awkward, Abby. I don't think you've ever ridden anything like this before. So it's a bit awkward, like someone riding a horse for the first time. You're kind of getting used to the saddle and just putting yourself upright and balancing yourself as the snail's giant elongated neck lifts itself up to like get you to kind of use your hands to kind of balance on the base of its neck so you're comfortable. And it has like two little, like I said, like two little antennae eyes up here and two little tendrils down there. Moves around until you'll feel comfortable.
Evie is like gleefully happy, and even though he knows he's unsure if the snail will understand him, he tries to just in a way say, "You're very comfortable."
So before we take off, Moss wants to apologize to the snail. She's not going to approach it like right up close because she doesn't want to get slime in her fur, but she is definitely apologetic for the example she made out of the snail because it was not trying to harm her. If anything, she was worried that it would become a potential threat, so she wanted to eliminate it, even though that was cruel of her. So I'm sorry, big snail.
So as you kind of walk over to the snail, as it's kind of using its long neck to kind of balance Abby a bit, you start to walk over to like, "Hey, buddy, I'm sorry." You see the long neck just.
I know. That's why I'm keeping my distance. I know
and
it doesn't.
It's still a bit fearful of you, but you kind of make this sort of loving monologue to it to try to convince it, like, "I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna hurt us, but you were totally innocent. Truce." Make an animal handling check.
How do I add the sling to my inventory?
That's an 18.
18. So in your D&D Beyond sheet, you should be able to access equipment, and then you can type in sling, and it should pop up.
While she's doing that, I want to pick up a club from one of the other Herringog and give it to one of the live one that we have. Just kind of just like take it, flip it, and be like,
well, after I apologize to the snail, I also want to turn to the Herringon and ask if it had seen the inflatable balloon that had fallen last time we saw.
Did I get
you're the note taker.
I am the note taker. Is it in the opposite direction of where he's leading?
So we'll do these one at a time. So for you, going up to the snail and giving this sort of apologetic gesture, you see its neck kind of start to glide into the shell. Right. And you're like, "I'm sorry, buddy. I'm really sorry. Truce. You're going to be okay." And the snail slowly just comes out and kind of looks at you. And comes out of the snail head and kind of starts to peer its head towards you, but you're kind of keeping your distance. You're like, okay, no, we're good. And you just kind of back away as it's trying to nuzzle in. Just slowly kind of kips its head back up. Quincy, you kind of kip up one of the clubs, hid it in the dirt, the muck, catch it with your hand, flip it over, gesture over to the Herringog. "Don't focus now." It just kind of looks at you like it's a trick of some kind.
Yeah, Lucifer takes note of
this is so you feel comfortable.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to really feel comfortable being a prisoner of war, but I can still...
Do you want it or not?
I can pet your back again if you'd like.
No, that's fine. Don't pet me, please. Yeah, if I take this, are you just going to knock me out or anything?
No, just in case we get into any trouble. That way you feel a little... like you got something. But if you don't want it, I'll throw it away. I'll need to throw it away. You want it?
I'm sorry. Every time you move, I winch. I don't know what you're gonna do.
How tall is this guy? I feel like I'm like level.
You're half elf, right?
Yeah, I'm like 5'2".
Yeah, 5'2". Herringog is they're medium sized. So they're about like the same range as a human. Some of them go from like on the smaller side to the taller side.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like eye level with this guy.
Yeah, you are.
So you want it or not?
All right, take it. Just don't beat me or burn me or murder me or anything. Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. You're alive. You're fine. You're okay.
Okay. Really nervous.
Can I don't know if this is the right word to say it, but can I charm the thing to feel better?
The herringgong?
Yeah, like I want them to calm down, but I don't know what I would have to roll to do that.
Well, you can try to make some sort of.
I feel
You
like
can
we
make
need to-
some sort of gesture or some sort of calming monologue, not monologue, but just like you try to say something to him to ease him.
I feel like Lucifer looks over to Moss
Sort
like,
of like
we need to stop saying
depending on how you say it, it's kind of what I'll dictate the role to
Okay.
be.
So
Prisoners
Abby
of
looks. Let's see. We don't have a name
Prisoners of
yet for
trickery, at least, at most.
this. We don't have a name yet for this character yet.
We just happen to.
We haven't
know
asked
how
him
to
yet.
Mhm.
So Abby looks to the herringgong and is feeling sympathetic and just like, I know you're scared, but can we at least get your name?
My name is Zenith.
Zenith.
Zenith?
Yeah.
Lucifer
Well,
shrugs. All right,
I
that's a cool
know
name.
a lot has happened in the matter of 5 seconds.
You're
And-
telling me.
yeah, I heard people want to eat people. You know, that's so. It's just, I'm sorry for the loss of your troop. I'm sure that you were friends and buddies, and I just want to let you know that as much as you guys did start it, nothing is going to happen.
Even though it was your fault, it's okay.
Like, I did say you're not going to take anything, but you still decided to go with it. But I want to let you know you're fine now because I believe I can speak on everyone's behalf and say we see that no harm, but we also don't want you to feel uncomfortable this entire time.
Lucifer just keeps his mouth shut.
I know. Lucifer and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, the herringgong is just gonna be like, oh, like at first kind of like a, oh, really? And then looks over to Lucifer is just,
Don't look at him. Look at me only right now.
make a persuasion roll at disadvantage because your friends are just giving bloodlust eyes the whole entire time.
And he's like, I think it's
Oh,
the
that
one
first
everyone
one
me and
would've
Moss
won.
take.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No! So the original was a 23,
Oh.
and the second one's a 5.
Oh no!
Okay, so you try your best to keep your prisoner at ease and give them a sense that they will not be harmed as long as they, just behave. But seeing the bloodlust eyes from both Lucy and Moss, who are just like giving them this second glance, like, you move and we're gonna murder you. You don't see him any calmer, but he just is wanting to be agreeable. Is like, yes, of course, yes, of course. I feel very, very calm, very, very calm. I'm the calmest buddy in all the land. Everyone's so scary.
Oh,
What about the hot air balloon?
Right. We did see something flying around and wisping everywhere. Do you want me to take you there?
yes, please.
Is it in the opposite direction of your king?
Of my king?
What?
Take-
Long scarf?
Oh,
Rona.
yes. It's on the way.
Let's stop by.
Okay.
I go where the
Moving.
snail goes.
All right, so the rest of you start to trail off, sort of northward from where you are. Again, it's very heavily misted and bogged down, so it's kind of hard to see any big landscape of any kind. You just hear this a smattering of crickets and various sort of swamp wildlife as you start to go through the muck. As you all start to make those first footsteps forward, Abby on top of the giant snail. Let's go!
Oh no! Oh no! Lucifer turns to the herringgong, who's walking right behind, and says, "Is there a way to make it go faster?"
It's a snail.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say.
adorable though.
So, for example, Lucy, you can move, 30 feet?
Uh-huh.
In a turn, the giant snail can move 10 feet. And 10 feet only.
10 feet.
My
every
sweet
6 seconds.
Abby, we might need to set this one free.
Okay.
I know. I'm so sorry.
But you're still walking at a normal pace. It's just like if you were trying to huff it, it would just.
So is it slowing us down whatsoever?
I wouldn't say it's like slowing you down. Like at a walking pace, it's just like kind of just coming behind you, kind of thing. So it's not like it's way leagues behind. You're just going at a walking pace and it's going farther away.
So Abby, are you okay to
If
keep
you were like running,
us down?
I'll do what you guys think.
If we
Okay.
take our time getting to the destination, can it be considered a short rest? Or do we
short
have to
resting
lay
usually
down?
you have to like be stationary for an hour.
What if Ebby's stationary on the back of the
Oh
That'd
my
be
gosh.
good.
sled?
Maybe.
I mean, depending on how long the journey is, we could take like a short rest on top of him, an individual.
And
But the snail just keep cruising.
Yeah, I'll allow that if you guys want to kind of take turns, like an hour riding the snail as a
Wait,
short rest.
can we all fit on here?
Not all of you. It's good for like one medium person and maybe a smaller one.
Yeah, Lucifer's no-go.
Yeah, we're all-
I'm the shortest person. So if I have, who's the medium person?
Abby, you get first rest because we already got a rest earlier.
Okay.
You just want a reason to get up. Get on the snail, Abby.
So as
I remain silent and just
as Zenith is starting to walk you through the bog and the swamp, in this first hour of travel with Ebby riding the snail, who's sort of with the Herringog here,
Lucifer
sort of in
is
front.
walking right behind the Herringog, like
I'll
with
walk
his
beside
bow,
him.
like a little lasso, just kind of playfully twirling it, ready for any moment that this Herringog
Okay.
tries to run.
I'll walk
I'm
beside
gonna
him.
have the two of you, James and Quincy. I'm gonna have you both roll a D8 for me.
Okay. Uh-oh. That's an 8. Hopefully high numbers are good.
8.
Don't know.
Ooh.
You rolled an 8 as well.
Good job, Quincy.
Hey.
High 2.
Jennings, roll another D8.
Oh, another one. 3.
A 3. Okay. Okay, so as you start to go through the bog here, the swamp, the view of it tends to change, much like various landscapes. Like you start to kind of get out of the muddy, wet, dirt kind of swamp and kind of start to find a little bit more purchase as the water begins to kind of come from a sort of low, shallow point, and you can feel the water kind of getting higher and higher as you start to make your way further outward. But you notice that the light around you kind of starts to change a little bit. The light starts to kind of grow and isn't as dim as it once was. As you go off northward a bit for that 1 hour, you find yourself in a mist-veiled field of tall swamp grass, dotted with clusters of cattails, those kind of hot dog-looking things on big stems that you kind of see when you blow into them.
glizzies.
Yeah, the flower glizzies. And you can kind of hear rustling in the vegetation ahead of you. As you start to see these 6 or so dark silhouetted figures. At first look like hooded shadows on what appear to be something like stilts, moving quite easily through the muck and staying above the water level. That's now kind of, before it was kind of just coming up to your toes. Now the water level is kind of coming up to your ankles. You notice the mud and the water is kind of getting a little bit deeper as you're trudging forward. But these stilt walkers that you start to pass by. They're not noticing you. It looks like they're like foraging for food, possibly, or something. It's hard to see at this point, but as you start to get closer and closer, Zine that just kind of creeps over to Lucifer and Quincy and just says, "All right, just be quiet." Just
What are those things? Not food.
These are the stilt walkers. They're
Clearly.
Yes, I know. We don't have the name's a work in progress, but that's just what they call them.
They're what? What? I can't hear you. What?
These are hobgoblins.
Oh.
All right, they've
have
acclimatized to the area, and they've made it so they can travel around the muck a bit easier. But they travel these lands with their wire cages on their backs to find eggs, various sizes and colors of reptiles and birds and such, to trade for the bully war. And then the Herringong just kind of looks at you and no, not birds. No, not birds. Mainly just reptiles and things like that. They take them for nourishment and for food and use them for trade with the bullywogs and the soggy courts. But they won't harm you at all. Just kind of let them be, do their thing, and they'll just leave you be.
Okay.
And you just see the Herringong kind of take a big sigh as they just keep.
Well, these job goblins are good.
Job goblins.
So as you kind of pass by these hooded, red-skinned figures, you can see that there are these like bird-like cages on their back. This white fur kind of coming out from the back of them, atop of this sort of dark brown material with a hood up on their heads. And they have stilts on their arms and on their legs as they are just wading through the muck and the filth. Some of them finding these various colored eggs and putting it in these cages and just keep walking forth. They're wearing these weird sort of beaded masks of sorts with many little various balls of yellow and brown, red colorations on their face. And they just seemingly don't even acknowledge you're there as you just slowly just keep on walking, and they're kind of just situated, crawling.
How many are there?
It's about 6.
Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yes, I was a little bit curious as well.
I haven't had a rest yet.
Moss is in no position to fight. She's been bleeding as we've been walking.
Speaking of rest, do I have to do something on my page?
What's that?
Do I just click short rest on my page?
Yes. Okay. And as we get to this is up to you. Did you guys want to just keep going on?
Yeah.
What do I do with the short rest? Do I heal myself back up somehow?
Yeah, it should heal you up on its own if you've clicked short rest.
It didn't.
You have hit dice that you can use as well. But we'll get to that in a second.
Okay,
I'll help you with that. So after you pass these stilt walkers with wearing this patchwork of rags and furs and the cage strapped to their back, go past that for a while. And who's taking on the second hour here on the back of
Moss?
Dale? Yeah, Moss. Yeah.
Moss says no. We'll put Moss up there. You sit there on the snail.
Also, just a reminder, how much damage had Lucifer taken? 3 or 5? When I got
You didn't
hit?
get it at all.
Oh, can I hit him midair with my little...
Yeah, you froze him in air and lit him on fire.
Okay. In fairness, I think he can only do Hellish Rebuke once he's been damaged.
Yeah, it's something that enacts when you get hit as a reaction.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Just wanted to make sure that it was everything evened up.
Okay, so for the second hour, wading through the muck here, with Moss now on top of the giant snail as you slowly wade through the swampy waters. The terrain kind of changes a little bit again. The depth of the water starts to become shallow once more. And you find yourself going across, finding this 10-foot wide stream that's just kind of flowing from an unknown area, kind of bending and winding into the mist out into the background. But you're kind of coming out of the mist. This vision kind of starts to be full once more as you see this sort of 10-foot wide stream sort of curve out from the mist and come near you. As you walk by it, you start to see something in the reflective surface. It's kind of hard to make out at first, but there seems to be images moving in it.
Can Lucifer use his low light vision to possibly see it?
Roll me a d8.
I look at Zenith. Is this water sanitary? It looks questionable to me.
What about
6.
bacteria?
I rolled a 6.
6. As you ask that question to Zenith, this is a stream that comes over from Downfall. If you look into it hard enough, you can actually see visions of things that are actually happening over there.
And he
And as he
immediately
said
looks down.
Abby, you roll me a d8 as well.
Lucifer also looks into the waters.
Yeah, so you got a 6. Abby, what'd you roll?
Oh, 3.
3. Does anyone else want to look in the water, or are you good?
I'm gonna wait and see what happens to them.
Okay.
Quincy, keep an eye on this prisoner while our friend
So-
while I look.
Got you.
Moss is
So
too
Lucy-
scared on the snail. She has like her nails like in the snail, like so very scared of like water. Just like no, she's not gonna look in it.
She's like slowly
She's taking
hyperventilating.
her rest, but she's stressed as hell.
I'm not resting.
Do I roll my d8 for my hit dice as well right now?
Yes, I think so. So Lucy, so as you look in this water, at first, the reflection of the water bouncing off of it, almost glass-like, kind of seems like almost like the image in it is bouncing off of the mist, like the white light from the mist is kind of hitting the water in a strange way. But then you see it kind of moving oddly and in a way that doesn't make sense. It kind of catches you as the mist pushes back and reveals the stream to you. Just sort of wade your way forward, like, what's this all about? And you look down, you see a short, mean-looking old woman wearing a crimson cap, a leather apron, and iron boots. Uses a cleaver to chop meat in a drab kitchen.
Butcher grandma.
And for you, Abby, what did you roll for the stream? What was it? Sorry, you're muted.
A 3.
A 3. As you join Lucifer and look over, you see something different. You see a hag with toad-like feature relaxes in a pool of water, while miniature versions of her ladle the water and pour it over head and shoulders. So once again, a hag with toad-like features relaxes in a pool of water, while miniature versions of her ladle the water and pour it over her head and shoulders.
That's so trippy.
I'm gonna look in the water.
Lucifer goes
Okay.
back to his post with the herring guard.
That was an 8.
An 8. And Lucy, what did you just say? Sorry.
Since I've seen my vision, I go back to the post of
Back to the-
next to the herring dog.
Okay.
Herring dog.
8. So Quincy, you start seeing Lucifer and Abby look into this stream of sorts, and just their faces all telling a story of some kind, and like, this is really crazy. And they're like, I want to see. And you just
Curiosity.
rush over.
Yep.
You see rows upon rows of severed bullywog heads all impaled on spikes, and they're talking to each other.
Can I try to read the lips? There's no audible, I'm assuming. But can I?
No audible at all. It's just sort of a wavy image in the water for a split second.
Okay.
It would be pretty hard
Yeah.
to turn what they're saying as the ripples of the water are kind of moving it all around. But you just see multiple like frog heads basically on spikes going.
That's morbid.
Abby wants to touch the water.
Okay. Go over with your feathered hand. This ripple kind of takes form as soon as you touch the liquidy substance, and that image of all these miniature toad-like hags pouring water over a bigger hag just ripple and slowly dissipate.
She's gone!
What'd you see?
Oh, well, what didn't I see? I saw a thing that was like looking like a frog. And lots of other frogs that looked exactly like this frog, but it wasn't a frog, and they're pouring water over each other.
I saw a bunch of headless bullywogs talking to each other on spikes.
That fits the bill.
What'd you see, Lucy?
I saw a lady in red chopping up some meat, very much like a grandma butcher.
Lady in red. Oh, not that kind of lady in red? Okay.
Correct.
Oh.
Don't know if that was just the clothing color or based on her career path.
Zenith, what do you see? Look in the water.
I don't like this game.
Not a game, it's an order. Whoa, what? Sorry, I'm really hitting for this toad. I'm sorry.
And then Lucifer once again goes over to Ebby and taps him on the head. Yes, very good, Ebby. Nice. Good job.
Moss from the back of the snail is like, I give you a high five, but I'm terrified right now.
Abby feels very ashamed of himself.
No.
And you see, and from that remark, Zenith just doesn't hesitate at all. It's an order. Yep, nope, right away, Seth. Yep, nope.
Abby's like really curious about what he saw, so that's probably why he was like being more forceful with himself. I had frogs. What do you have? Abby slowly starts like cleaning himself off, thinking he's dirty.
Lucifer walks right up to the heron dog and is like, go ahead, describe what you see.
Okay.
I know, right? It's crazy.
I see. Downfall is a very weird place. I see a headless, child-sized scarecrow with metal lobster claws for hands, and it's trying on some new heads.
I don't
And
like
this all flows from Downfall?
Yep.
What kind of place is that? You said
I
this
don't
is
know, man.
happening.
I don't really like going there myself. It's pretty freaky deaky, but you know.
Clearly. Is this where Babylona lives?
It's in the vicinity.
Oh
yes.
my gosh.
Oh, look, now he's drawing on an upside-down wooden bucket with a withered head of cabbage.
Why'd you get the cool one?
I really.
Oh, it decided on a large gourd. Oh, that's clever.
We
Well,
have a gourd.
Yeah,
No, not this one. No.
just cost on my friend's eyes.
Were you close to them?
I'm just gonna say again with heartfelt sincerity, you did it to yourself. I told you not to attack. Abby looks at the things very like, I'm sorry. I'm getting your mad.
It is hard to kind of make friends with a Herangog when you've slaughtered his entire...
I know. I want to.
Abby's like, I know, but I gotta try something.
I will find a way to become friends with this fluffy bunny.
To answer your question, some of them were friends. Some of us were just, I don't know, trying
Workmates.
to survive.
Well, you
Yeah.
survived.
You're doing great so far.
Hey, mate.
Lucifer's sitting in the back, just like internally squirming, like there's no good way to explain the current scenario. Like, congrats, you've made it here for a reason. No, we just didn't destroy you like everybody else.
We're just horrible people. All right, how do we get across this stream? This is a 10-foot stream.
Yeah, treat us like how you would have.
How deep is it? Or does
It doesn't seem very deep. It's just 10 feet across. Just a simple jump across will do.
Can Lucifer take
I'll
a
walk
run?
across.
Can Lucifer turn? Lucifer turns to Zenith and says, "I imagine you can jump pretty far, yeah?"
Yeah.
So Lucifer goes ahead, backs up, and takes a running start just to show off and do like a front flip across the stream.
Oh,
Good, right? You're a rabbit. Check this out. Roll me acrobatics check. And the rest of you roll me athletics, or if you want to also do some fun Spider-Man parkour, you can also roll an acrobatics.
Can I do athletics or acrobatics?
Depending, are you trying to do flippy dippy things?
Flippy dippy.
If you're doing flippy dippy, it's acrobatics.
Oh God.
I'd be doing something else, but I'll wait till after.
A 7. It is what it is. Let's send it.
All right, Quincy.
I'm just gonna run through. I'm not gonna try no fancy stuff.
Athletics then for you.
Oh, okay.
Boss.
I'm going to do a corkscrew in the air. So from the snail, I'm going to do a corkscrew to jump to the other side. But while I'm in the air, looking at Zenith, I'm going like this. I got an 18
Okay.
for acrobatics.
11.
11. Moss, what'd you
Yeah,
get?
land on my feet. 18.
18.
Oh, nice.
And
So oh, sorry, and Abby?
And so Abby, before anyone does their moves, especially even Lucifer, Abby makes sure to tell the rabbits, like, he's really good. But Abby,
Just watch this. He's amazing.
It's like, but I can't jump, so I was gonna, and Abby like plumes out, just like flutters over.
That's hilarious.
So first off, as Lucy, as you go up, like, you can jump pretty good, right? You got rabbit feet. And the Herringong just like, yes, I can. As like someone's just said like a million times, the most obvious thing to point out. He's like, yeah, well, I'm a pretty good jumper myself. You might want to step back a little bit for this one. And just sort of like crack the knuckles and get a running start. Just, and you just slip on a rock this minute you try to project your heel, and you just slip on the embankment of the stream and just do a backflip, splash into the stream and just submerge yourself fully as the rest of you just and Moss, as you just kind of use as Lucifer just kind of slips and fall, you just do this back gainer corkscrew over the stream, and in slow motion look at the Herringon. Land perfectly on your feet. Quincy just did a little bit of a hop over, and Lucy, as you kind of coughing up the water, looking up, drenched and soaked, you see Abby just slowly floating over.
I mean it. He's really good.
As the Herringon kind of just leans over to you. Well done.
Lucifer swallows his pride as best he can, like just through his teeth. I needed to rinse off anyways, and then like just shuffles to the other end.
Very good skills, very good skills. I'm very much impressed, and I can't believe all my friends died to this motherfucker. And just jumps over. So the standing leap of 20 feet clears it very easily.
See? I knew he was a good jumper.
20 feet. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so as Lucy kind of gets himself out of the stream, dripping head to toe, you've seen a little bit of the strangeness of the swamp and a few colorful creatures and strange visions coming into the swamp. As we go into the third hour, trudging through this land here, something starts to come into view. As you step past the stream, going on this 3rd hour of travel, if you wanted to get off the snail and let somebody else ride for a short rest, you could, if anyone else needed to, but I don't know if anyone does.
I'll ride the snail.
Okay. So Quincy, you can get that short rest as you ride the snail for this 3rd hour here. As you get down to this 3rd hour, it's a long time to be kind of traveling and walking, and as the 5 of you, I should say, are kind of making small talk, taking in the strange landscape around you, trying to make this Harengon feel a little bit better about you slaughtering all of his friends and maybe get you to be his buddy, but it's not turning out so well. A little bit of small talk about land, about Lorna, downfall, all this stuff, how the environment kind of changes and affects with emotion. Around the 3rd hour, you're kind of like, this person, like, you've been taking us where we need to be. This is getting a little... You start to kind of just think about it a little bit too hard. But upon that 3rd hour of travel, out of the mist, a large building starts to come into view. A crumbling stone tower rises out of the swamp, leaning on such an angle that it threatens to keel over. Black brambles surround the base of the tower and cling to its lower half. Hanging from the crenellations on the lower side of the tower's peak is a large woven basket at the end of a tangle of ropes and tattered fabric. The basket dangles 30 feet above the surface of the swamp. And it's there, everyone, that we're going to take our first break.
Oh boy,
Woohoo!
Way to go, guys. You're fucking in the Feywild. Hey, and you murdered all those rabbits. And you got a pet snail. So, with all that out of the way, everyone, we're going to take a little 5-minute break here just to stretch the legs, refill the drinks, and it will be right back in about 5 minutes' time. So don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Hi.
And we
Hot cocoa.
we got the cocoa, we got the booby wings, we got the hashtag full send, as
Full
is our
send.
catchphrase from Quincy the last 3 sessions. Full set. But with all that, everyone, thank you for letting us refill drink, stretch out the legs there. Let us dive back into the Feywild.
Hooray!
As our party here has found themselves staring up at a heavily slanted tower that's come into view out of the mist as Zenith has led you through the swamp over to this particular area you were interested in. As a couple sessions ago, when you first arrived into Prismere, you saw this weather balloon sort of at a very fast pace come out of the clouds. It looked like it was deflated and just jutting in all positions and then blew quickly over in the mist away from you. You now find yourself seemingly finding that same weather balloon with this woven basket dangling from the top of the tower. As you look in front of it, you kind of notice that there's this set of bramble around 30 feet around the tower itself. But as the Harengon kind of leads you towards it, looks up at you and goes, "There you go, there's your basket."
Abby, can you reach that?
How high do you think it is?
So the tower itself is about 50 feet tall, 20 feet in diameter. If you will actually have a Roll20 map here, if you want to zoom out and go over to your right, it's not a direct measurements of what I just described, but it's the best tower basically I could find.
So I can fly up there, no problem. Do you want me to go in the basket, or do you want me to just check around the basket? What do you want me to look while I'm up there?
I don't know.
Are there any survivors or
What is
anything
it?
in there?
Y'all wanted to come to the basket. I
did.
So what do you want, Moss?
Yeah,
Moss
Moss,
is-
tell us what you truly desire.
Moss's curiosity is killing her. Haha. She wants to know if there's anyone in the basket, anyone who is like, who is possibly injured. So Abby, if you're able to, if you could fly up and see if anyone is in the basket, I would be truly appreciative.
Or if you find any
Absolutely.
fun items.
Absolutely.
Or any cool
So,
items.
I'm going to use one of my special things that I got out of those 3 to let me fly my 75
No.
meters instead of 50.
Ooh.
Oh yes, the Witchlight crown that's currently affixed onto your head.
Mhm.
My butterfly friends, and she still thinks they're real.
Frozen in place in a golden metal. Okay, so you're gonna fly up to the basket.
Yeah.
All right. So as the rest of you kind of hang tight with this bramble patch of sorts, sort of covering the grounds around the tower, you just see Abby will be back in a second. And they just fly straight up. The Witchlight crown kind of glowing a little bit as it gives them a bit more speed than they're used to. Just fly up in a sudden gust and quite easily able to make your way up to the basket. As you kind of make your way up there, over the black brambles and over to the crenellated roof that has kind of a few tiles knocked out of it from the weather balloon itself. You make your way up, and in the basket, you notice a couple things. One particularly that you see is the corpse of a bullywog. Seems to be a knocked out frog-like person with like a hat with tassels coming down it, sort of a leather hat, tassels coming down, big thick goggles, and this frog-like humanoid body, dark green skin that seems to just be laid out cold on the bottom of the basket. As you start to flood yourself up there and look up, you see this dead bullywog body, a few scattered items, and a bird cage with a particularly strange looking person inside of it. And as soon as you sort of get up to the basket and see the bullywog, you see this creature in this cage, this slender, purple-skinned fairy dragon. It's a tiny creature, like can't be any bigger than this. It's purple skin, tiny sort of dragon-like wings, sort of a proud chest with 2 arms with metal gauntlets adorning its hands, a small, thin-like sword in a scabbard on its side with a leather belt, long legs, long tail. There's a elongated neck that kind of curves and swings up with a very slender, pointed face with very nice cheekbones, slender, dark eyebrows, and a mustache that curls out to the side with a dark goatee, wearing this necklace and a gold pendant at the center of it.
Reminds me of Spyro.
Yeah.
Kind of like if Spyro was Antonio Banderas.
Fantastic. Even better. Even better.
This
So Abby,
entity kind of looks like.
So Abby gets up and he sees the dead body. He's like, well, something's dead up here. Huh?
What do you see, Abby?
No, just
Abby motions for them to be like, stop.
Tell your friend, stop. Tell your friend, stop, please. Tell them, stop fucking, please.
Abby like kind of like flutters a little bit over, like, what?
Just looks all the way down on the herring dog, like, what are you trying to say? Be frank now.
Huh?
What are you whispering at Ebby? Why does it have to be quiet? What's wrong?
No,
So the purple dragon figure is telling Ebby to be
Oh,
to
never
shush,
mind.
to be quiet.
Oh,
I
the
do
Herring guy
have
was
a
like,
question for Zenith.
Mhm.
Zenith.
Like where on the like enemy versus ally are bullywugs in Downfall?
Oh, the Bullywogs, they're an amphibious race of beings. Look like frog people. Some of them are a little bit odd. Some of them control bits of land here and hither.
Are they native here, or are they people that we should like avoid?
They come from the Feywild. They some go about their own business, and some have their own agendas and friendships.
Are they the ones we saw on the stilts?
no,
Those were
are
hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins. Okay. Hobgoblins. Thank you.
No problem.
So,
Um,
so Evie looks over and, before seeing the stuff, the items scattered around, and sees the fairy dragon, and just like kind of props himself at first after like hearing where the voice now, seeing what is the voice like. Oh, aren't you handsome? Hello. What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying. Why? Be quiet. I can do that. Why?
Okay, my feathered friend, please listen to me, okay? I am in a bit of a bind, as you can observe.
You're in a cage.
I am aware of that. Sir Televar, am one of the Summer Queen's loyal servants. You have to listen to me, okay? I ask that you free me immediately. You see, I was in the midst of a daring escape from the vile Bavlorn of Blightstraw when our balloon was set upon an ill wind and sent plummeting into its current unfortunate location. And my pilot, the Honorable Willywog, did not survive, and I have been trapped up here for a while now. But please help me. I must tell my queen of the fall of Prismere.
Ebby, who are you talking to?
Abby looks down at Lucy, but before something Abby does an insight check.
Make an insight check.
I got 22.
Ooh.
A 22. Yeah, so this very small but very, very proud, regal fairy dragon is 100% telling the truth. You don't see any quivering in their voice, no darting of eyes. They are extremely being serious and need to get out of this cage. It is of great importance to them, and they are just looking you dead in the eye, and they're not giving you any reason to think that they would be lying.
So
Is
Abby,
Zabilna up there?
Why is this happening? Why? No.
Abby like points to Moss and points to each and everyone and like imitates like eat shut. And then like pray please. so Abby looks at things like, can I just take you in the cage down, take you down safely? But also like, there's a lot of stuff here on the floor of this basket. Is it important? Should I take it with us too?
No, it's fine. Everything was damaged in the crash. Just help me out of here if you can.
Okay. Can I move your basket carefully, or is it like impossible?
No. It's just a bird cage. They just put me in here. You can lift it. It's fine.
Things like to bite back. I thought I'd try. So I want to go and I pick up the basket and I start trying to move myself lowering down.
For the rest of you, down at the bottom, what are your passive perceptions?
14.
14.
14.
10.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
Abby holds onto the cage nicely.
So, you notice behind you
Oh gosh.
Not in front. Sorry, in front of you, the Herringog is not there.
God dang it.
As you've been looking up at the basket, I rolled really high on stealth. The Herringog just is suddenly not there, and you just go, what the fuck? And you look sort of a good 30, 40 feet off into the bramble and bush of the swamp, and you just see the backside of the Herringog running.
Can Lucifer run after him? I know he's probably naturally faster than I am, but...
Before you even have a chance to start to dart your way over there, something shakes.
Oh, good.
In the bramble in front of you. As Ebby, as you start to take the bird cage out of the basket and begin to start to flutter down, Sir Tavalar says to you, "Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you for you had brought 2 serpents asleep in the brambles just outside the tower door. If you awake them, they might put the squeal or or worse, devour me." And as this happens, the 3 of you who were shouting and yelling this whole time suddenly look behind. The Herringog is just running out of the way. And then, Lucy, you start to take out your swords and I think I can catch up with them. And then you suddenly hear a shaking in the bramble and you're like, wait, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly 2 giant constrictors.
Ooh.
2 giant boa constrictors suddenly jump out of the bramble patch as they slither their way to the center point and begin to go out to strike. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, snakes.
Oh, never mind.
That's all too familiar to me.
Natural 20!
Oh!
I thought I rolled a 1, but it's a 9.
14.
Initiative. Initiative is in the...
So it should be the top of your sheet. It says initiative on it.
That's 1. Okay, cool. So I got 9.
Okay, Lucy 9. Quincy, you got 13.
14. Yeah.
14. Moss. The 22.
Oh, I plus I guess you have like the plus initiative, right? So that's 23.
23. Okay. And Evie.
9.
9. Okay.
Hey, we both have cats.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Jackie's technically cat-like, so.
But she's not sitting on either one of our shoulders.
That's true.
Yet.
No way.
Nudge, nudge.
There you go.
So these boa constrictors, they're going to get a surprise attack onto the 2 of you. So Abby, you would have been probably, let's say, over here, flying down.
Hey, look out, snakes.
And the 2 of you up here with Lucy behind. So one's going to try to grab Quincy, and other one is going to grab Moss.
They're going for
both
a smaller.
Both these snakes just launch out of the bramble patch. One a more yellow coloration, one a more dark green coloration. The yellow one strikes at Quincy.
Not my boy.
That is going to be 21 to hit.
Shield.
Oh, okay. What does that bring your AC to?
It just says up to +5 to my AC, which is oh wait, you said 22, didn't you?
21.
21. No, that still hits. That still hits. Yeah, I have a very weak AC. I'm a very squishy.
I'm panicked. You can retract that shield if you like, because you wouldn't have used it if you couldn't beat the.
Panicked.
And for Moss, that's going to be a 15.
Oh, that just hits, yeah.
Ooh, okay. So they're both going to constrict around you as both the boas just start to wrap themselves around you. You will both be taking 2d8 bludgeoning damage and are now grappled.
Oh.
Lucifer sees what's going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can Lucifer, since Lucifer already has his rapier out, can Lucifer make a quick just reaction launch attack at the closest boa's neck?
It does not work that way, unfortunately.
Oh, nuts.
Just give me 1 second here. So Quincy, you're going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ooh. And Moss, you are going to take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. So as these giant snakes just suddenly wrap themselves around you, they start to constrict and your bones start to bend and slightly start to break as the life at your lungs just leave, like someone just grabbing a balloon and just squishing all of the air out of it all at once. Super fast, super jarring, but these snakes are now both around you and have constricted. So you're able, so as being grappled, for both of you, your speed becomes 0. You cannot move. You can still attack though, being grappled. You are restrained, so attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. You also have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So you're able to attack while grappled. As you're close to it, you can try like stab it around you, but it'll be at disadvantage. At the end of your turn, on your turn, you can try to escape the grapple by executing a strength check.
Ooh, okay.
So we will now, out of that surprise attack, we will start with the top of the initiative order with Moss. To answer your question, Lucy, so for reactions, they have to meet certain requirements for you to be able to attack someone that's not in your turn. So, for example, for your Hellish Rebuke, you get their reaction when someone hits you that's not in your turn. Opportunity attacks, when someone comes close to you and they leave your area, you can do a reaction to attack them. There are some reactionary attacks and moves that can dictate you attacking out of turn, but at this point, you don't have any of those currently. But with that, we'll start with Moss. So Moss, you are wrapped. You got squished way more than Quincy at that point. You feel your body just start to constrict and lose all of the air out of your lungs. But you still have a little bit of wiggle room to try to maybe punch your way out or use your staff that's in your hand to try to like pry yourself out. What would you like to do?
I'm going to make an attack
at
disadvantage with my quarterstaff.
All right.
Fuck. It's a nat 1.
Oh
no! And this is where the cat dies.
Unfortunately, you cannot. You try to pry yourself with your staff clung to you, try to use it as a lever. It's just not enough as the snake begins to constrict more and more around you.
Okay, and then just because I'm so almost dead, you guys don't have any idea. I'm going to use a key point as a monk to do a flurry of blows, which is 2 unarmed strikes, and I'm guessing that's still a disadvantage.
Yeah, all attacks at disadvantage, unfortunately.
That's fine. I'm going to use the inspiration I got from Kat. Oh, please be beneficial. Okay, that's a 14.
14 disadvantage. That will hit.
Yes, frick yeah. It was disadvantage because the first one was a 19.
Okay.
Okay. Then that is flurry of blows. Oh yes, 4s. Okay. Okay, wait. So it's 7. So 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Okay.
Do I also add like the +5 hit DC?
No, so the
okay,
plus to hit is just to hit. Anything after that is just damage.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So I calculated it right. Yes.
That was 7?
I get 2 strikes. 2 unarmed strikes, right?
So what was the damage total?
It was 7. Or well, okay,
7.
so
All right.
1 strike was 7, and then it's 2 armed strikes, so that's double 14. Right?
So you would 2 unarmed strikes. That's 2 separate attacks.
Yes, and I both rolled 4s, and the flurry of blows is +3 plus the 1d4.
Okay, so on one attack you did a certain amount of damage, and the second attack you did another amount of damage, totaling to 7?
No, totaling to it should be 14 because I rolled my 1d4s. They both were 4s +3. Unless I did that wrong.
Right. So you did 7 twice, so 14. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Math.
I just kept hearing 7,
Yeah.
so I was like, there should be another one. Okay. So yeah, so you unfortunately you can't pry the staff out from the clutch of the giant boa constrictor. It's like, just like almost like Bruce Lee, like a Kill Bill 1-inch punch. You just put your hand out close to the snake's body, and you slowly start to like make a little bit of room from you and the snake. You can see like bruising, welting as you just keep doing it in fast succession, but the snake's still wrapped around you, but you are making purchase. He's just trying to get out. Okay, anything else?
Can I do a strength check to get out?
It was your action to attack and bonus
That's-
action.
okay,
So you have
okay.
no actions left, unfortunately.
You're good.
Okay. After that, we come to Quincy.
Okay. So, bonus action and action question. So, can I do a bonus action first and then do my regular action?
Yep.
Okay. So, for my bonus action, I want to have Coco crawl up on the body of the snake and kind of crawl up to kind of close to where the head is and shoot him in the head for the bonus action. Eldritch Cannon can walk. I can have it walk 15 feet as part of the bonus action. Walk or climb as part of the.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me. I'm gonna just try to find you a little bird token
Yeah.
that I can give you as your cannon, because we can say it was kind of like on your shoulder, and the mechanical bird is like walking up from your shoulder onto it.
Mhm.
I'm restricted. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we'll just say, oh, that's too weird. There we go. That's a bit better.
Aw.
So I'll put a little green dot on it so you can see.
Cute.
So your little mechanical griffin bird kind of climbs off your shoulder, goes over to the giant snake.
Yes. And does he have disadvantage because it's not me? Because he can fire on its own kind of accord.
He's not considered grappled or restricted. He was
Sweet.
separate on your person, so it just
Fantastic. Let's shoot it. Come on, Coco. That's 18 to hit.
that'll hit.
All right. That's 2d8 plus 3. That is 5 plus 2. That's 10. 10 force damage, and it pushes. I don't know if that does anything, but it's a 5 feet push.
Oh.
Like if it was aiming for its head, kind of push it back.
So it would move back 10 feet, but since you're considered grapple, you would move with it.
Okay. As long as he kind of maybe disorients it.
Yeah. Actually, with that, I'll give you the chance to break free.
Ooh, sweet. Okay, strength at
So
disadvantage.
No, it's just a regular roll.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Nah, unfortunately.
Yep.
Does not hit, but it gets sent back 10 feet. Unless does it have to make a roll to be pushed back 10 feet, or it just happens?
It just happens if it hits. So
Okay.
2d8 of force damage, pushing the target up to 5 feet away from the cannon.
Okay. So it gets pushed back 5 feet. Where was your little cannon again? Is it on the snake or?
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe sitting on the snake.
Okay.
If it's like giant enough for that, it's just kind of.
So these two, as you were standing there talking loudly, these two serpent-like bulges start to wave themselves over the bramble patch. They jettison out of the bramble. They wrap around you and Moss. Moss trying to break free, starts punching really quickly to the one in front of them. You say, Griffin, help! Goes up, climbs over the bulbous snake that's coiled around you. Its head kind of up like this, just goes over to sort of beside its head. This snake just goes over. Just falls backwards, but as you tumbled in it, your whole body wrapped up. You're like, oh! You just fall backwards with it. But as smoke kind of rises up from the snake's head, that'll be your go.
Okay.
Okay, and that was 10 damage, you said.
Yes.
Okay, so for the snake that's on Moss, they are going to make a bite at advantage since you are still grappled.
Moss is dead.
Miss?
That's a 25 to hit.
Okay. That hit?
Oh no.
Maybe next time when someone says be quiet, you'll be quiet.
I deserve this. At least I can admit it, unlike
You can't be a dick all the time in D&D and not have consequences. I'm sorry. It's a thing.
I refuse to change.
Don't ever change. Don't ever change.
Oh, wait. Doesn't she have an initiative roll? Inspiration?
I can't do it here.
It's me attacking them. So this is gonna be my bearings here. 15 points of piercing damage.
Moss is down.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Can you freeze?
Uh-oh.
Oh?
Moss is not down?
Everybody else is here? Oh no.
He cut out before he said the damage. I
He
think
sure
that
did.
it was like it was a miss.
Like 1.
I think he
By the
missed.
powers of Rando Calrissian.
I think he missed.
By the powers of Dungeons and Dragons via Zoom or whatever this is.
Oh,
Oh, dang it.
Okay, hi. We got ya.
Oh,
Oh, there, bye.
Oh,
never
no.
mind.
oh no.
Moss
Rando
lives. Yep.
Calrissian.
Moss survives. Oh, wait.
Moss survives, yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
here. Hello.
Okay.
that was
Hi.
really weird. Sorry, the internet just went for a second.
You're good.
I
So
know.
If Jordy needs to rearrange cameras, we'll do that.
I'm the DM now.
Yeah. The attack was so harsh that it fucking buckled my screen.
that's how Moss feels right now. Yeah.
So the rest of you look on.
Uh-oh.
We're rearranged.
We see how it is.
Okay. Got it.
So the rest of you look on as Moss is attempting to 1-inch punch their way out of the snake, their staff bent over their own body. You can sort of see like this bloody, almost bruise starting to pour out from the scales of the snake. Look like you're making a purchase. You notice this shadow loom over you as the elongated snake just unhinges its jaws and just puts most of its head over yours, is attempting to swallow you as you just see Moss body just go limp.
Oh no.
My turn yet?
Oh no.
So that'll be that snake's turn. It is now the second snake's turn,
It's time to...
and it is also gonna get a bite on Quincy at advantage for being
Come
wrapped.
on. Let's go.
That is gonna be
Are these snakes beasts by chance?
huge beasts.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say, Abby, I wonder if you can speak to snakes.
That's a 19 to hit.
They're beasts.
That hits. That hits.
12 points of piercing damage to you,
my
Quincy.
gosh.
I'm unconscious.
Oh, no!
I'm unconscious.
Oh no.
As the second snake roils its head up, as it tumbles back from the blast from your mechanical bird, as it rumbles into the bramble patch, thorns and thickets of twigs kind of fly all over until it's able to reel itself back up, and the same thing rears its head, unhinges its jaws, two big fangs come out as you look up, Quincy. Ah! And it just starts to wrap itself around you, beginning to swallow you whole as
Oh
Quincy's
my
body
Gosh.
goes limp. Okay.
Lucifer is freaking out.
After that, we come to Lucifer.
Are these snakes like distracted while they're trying to swallow my friends?
Depends on what you're trying to do.
So since I'm right next to them, can I just like launch? Who's gonna be swallowed first? Is there one that like does the Quincy have a little bit more time before?
Well, to be fair, the swallowing is more for flair. But if there was one that was going to be eaten first, it'd probably be Moss.
So Lucifer wants to like enraged launch at Moss's snake in hopes that while it's trying to swallow, it has its mouth around her.
Yeah.
He can just take a massive swing at its neck and hopefully kill it, decapitate it, or at least injure it enough to get his mouth off of her.
Okay, make an attack roll.
For the love of God. 19. 19, does that make sense or does that not make sense?
19 to hit. Yeah, totally makes sense. And it definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Roll damage is a 5? What do I roll? I roll a 20
so
as well.
if you look on your sheet, it should tell you.
Damage.
So when you look at your weapon, it says the 5 to hit, and then the next set over is damage.
5, so a 9.
9 points of damage. Okay. 9 points of damage, and then since you have 2-weapon fighting, you could use your bonus action to hit the snake again with the damage. I'll also remind you that you do have a very particular vial that you grabbed from your bear bug friend, Bully.
Ooh.
But we don't know what it does.
Well,
You don't know what it does.
full set, no thoughts, head empty.
Chug chug.
Explosion!
So here's
So
the question. If I tug the vial, that acts as my second action, right?
So right now you've used your action to hit with the rapier.
I have
You have your bonus action left. You could either hit the snake with another attack with your hand axe, or you could use your bonus action to drink the vial, not knowing what it does or what it'll do.
And it's the one that was like.
Oh my God, Jennings! I've never seen you score so much.
This is a vial that was like brimming to the top, and right, that's the one that they took.
You gotta save us.
So there was one vial that was a little tiny bead. There was one where the liquid was like expanding against the glass and was almost too full and pressing against it, and one that was glittery. Oh my God, glittering golden. And I think you just took the middle one, the red vial that was like that was expanding against the glass.
Yep.
What are you doing, Lucy?
Lucifer because he doesn't know what the vial is gonna do. He doesn't know if it guarantees that it'll help or knock me unconscious. He goes with the hand axe to attack the snake again. It's the thing he knows right now.
Okay. Make an attack roll with the hand axe.
Oh, good answer. Good answer.
Got this.
Oh Jesus.
Here's a kitty.
8 plus 5, so 13.
13 just hits. Roll damage.
Oh, let's go.
Oh yes.
Yay.
hand axe. 6.
6 points of damage.
Better than nothing.
It all helps, my friend. It all helps. So 6 points of damage. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't know if there's anything else I can do. I can't use then the action to drink the vial because I've used both actions.
That's true. You don't want to move. If you move, it'll get an opportunity attack, so you'll just stay put there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have all my health right now.
After that, we come to Ebby.
Okay, so Ebby looks to. Oh gosh, I have his name. Looks to
Sir Talavar.
Sir. Okay, looks to Sir Talavar, and it's like a little bit panicking. He's like, "Do you know what these things are?"
Oh my God! Yes, these snakes were here hiding in the gravel for me in case I escaped. Oh my gosh! Oh God! Oh, it's eating your friends! Oh my God! Oh, quickly! Get me close to them!
Oh, okay.
I can help!
Okay, so do you want me to open your cage? Do you want me to open your other cage right now?
You won't be able to. Just get the cage close. And he takes the small longsword out from his side and goes, "To arms!" And
And he's flying down towards them. but in the fact that Ebby is getting really upset seeing his friends, he passively activates to speak to the woods.
Speech of the Woods. What does that do?
The Speech of the Woods allows me. So it says you learn and speak and read and write Sylvan, and beasts can understand your speech. That's why I asked if they're beasts.
Okay. Yeah. No, they are beasts.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot more details, but it's only if they're friendly. Which I don't think they are. So he's like, I don't know what we're doing, but tell me when to stop flying. So Ebby starts flying to Sir Talavar's wish.
Okay. And then, so Talavar just wants to get close, but you're welcome to use attacks, do whatever you want.
Okay. Let me just see what I want to do here. I don't. How close? Okay, I want to ask Talavar, how close do you need to be?
I need to be up close, very, very close.
Very, very close. Okay, I will get you there. So Ebby focuses, just goes up and gets right in there, but tries being on guard as much as he can to not be come and tangle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's do you need me to get their attention, or do you need them to be not attention?
Just get me in close range, my friend. That's all I need. Your valor will not be forgotten.
You're on their back. I don't know how much closer I can get without going inside.
Okay. So
Okay.
move your. So you went. So for distance wise, the tower is 50 feet. You went up 50 feet. You can fly 70. So to get to the ground, you had to fly down 50 feet, and then use the rest of your 20 feet to get over to the snakes here.
Okay.
So which one do you want to go to first?
We'll go to the green one.
Green one. Okay, so you can move your token over there.
I'm invisible.
The bramble is in the way. I will move it.
I'm from the bushes.
So what do you want to do?
So Ebby gets there and he places Talavar wherever Talavar needs to be placed, and then Ebby pulls out a sickle and is being prepared to defend if something comes, but he's still overwhelmed and he yells "stop" at the green snake with his ability.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make me a persuasion check.
Nine.
You see Lucifer behind, just swinging the rapier at the back of the snake. Various cuts and openings going along the elongated body as the snake is like mid swallow. And you just go up to it, trying to get it to stop, but it doesn't see. It has this weird bloodlust in its eyes. Its pupils are super, super thin. It's like barely listening to you at this point.
Okay. So with nothing happening, Abby does an attack with his scythe.
Okay, so the spell that you used, the beast thing, is that a feature or is that a spell?
That is a feature.
A feature. Okay, so not a spell that you enact. So yeah, go ahead, swing your scythe.
Okay, so do I just what do I click to roll that scythe?
So you should see on the right hand side there says your weapons. They'll say a plus something to hit. So you click the plus something to hit, and then
17.
It hits. So then more to the right, you'll see the damage die. So you just click on the damage die.
4.
4 points of damage. Okay. So as you kind of have Tavlar's sort of smaller bird cage in your one hand, you got your sickle out from your back, hidden under your plumage of feathers as it kind of like retracts and elongates as you take it out. Slash it on the other side of the snake's neck, still trying to swallow moss. A big, huge red slash of blood comes off. Yeah, incapacitated. You can't really get yourself out because you're knocked out. So, with that, there's 2 attacks on the one snake. You start to see the snake body uncoil around the knocked out moss as the snake's head slowly starts to kind of burp out the top half of Moss's body as it regurgitates it. It starts to sling its head up, looking at its 2 attackers, and now sees the 2 of you.
Bring it on, punk.
Okay.
Hey, Tavlar, what do you need to do now? Do your thing.
Right.
You made me get into danger.
Whatever it is you're doing, do it.
All right, my friend, it's time for Sir Tavlar to shine. And they release this loud, roiling burp with a thick purple cloud that comes out of their tiny little dragon mouth as this euphoria breath just burps in front of the snake's mouth. The snake is going to have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
You got this.
Don't cheer for the snake.
No, for
Oh,
the
sorry.
little dragon.
What?
So just so you guys know, I'm not playing favorites. Rolled a 4, and it's got a +0 to wisdom.
Whenever you move your camera, I'm
So-
so terrified.
It fails. It fails. So for 1 minute, the target can't take reactions and must roll a d6 at the start of each of its turn to determine a certain behavior. If it rolls a 1 between a 1 and a 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the target takes no actions or bonus actions that turn and uses all of its movement to move in a random direction. If it rolls a 5 or a 6, the target doesn't move, and the only thing it can do on its turn is make a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw to try to end the effect.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
So
the snake just recoils in disgust and is just blinded from the roiled acidic gas that's in its face, and the snake's just kind of waving itself around with its huge body.
well, that was amazing to have. Now, can you do it again?
1 minute, my good friend. I'm gonna have to take a deeper breath this time.
Okay, exactly 1 minute. I'll count. 1, 2.
So 1 minute in combat is a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For each round that goes by, I believe a round of combat is like
6
30
seconds.
like something like that. Like it's
So-
very like a minute goes a long way in combat.
Yeah.
So
Um,
okay. So,
So we'll come back to that. So after that, it was Tavlar went after Ebby, and then ending the combat round as the snake is reeling back from the gaseous burp in its face. Slowly, but in a very determined manner, with its head down low, the giant snail goes in to ram its shell body into the side of the snake to try to back it away from Moss. It is going to make a slam attack.
Oh
You go,
God.
giant
Oh, I'm actually
snail.
tearing up. That's too sweet.
Oh no! It my boy!
My boy.
My boy.
No, my boy!
And you hit it in the face.
I know. I'm very sorry. Oh.
14 to hit, so that'll hit.
Oh,
Let's go.
come on, snail boy.
That is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage to that guy.
We gotta try helping.
So,
Quincy
although it's
soon.
not a very fast speed, the snail this whole entire time that you started combat has just been like trying to run over
Oh,
towards the snake, and
oh
is
my
finally able to get a little bit of a start as it kind of like stops its bulbous body to slide on the sort of
Exactly.
bramble patch, grassy ground, and hitting the snake from the side, knocking it in the head. All right. So we'll get to the top of the combat round with Moss rolling
I'm actually
There.
crying. Sorry. It's very sweet.
first death saving throw.
Ugh.
How many do you have to roll before you actually die?
Best out of 3.
10.
So you got to roll above a 10.
Oh, I got a 10.
Success.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
Hey, you're not dead.
Oh.
So first success. Once you get another success, you will be lifted up. Okay. After that, we come to Quincy,
I need 3.
who also needs to roll a death saving throw.
It's a 5.
Oh!
Oh.
Our first fail.
Mm-hmm.
So as Quincy's body is still being continuously swallowed by the giant boa constrictor, half their body is now being consumed by the snake. You kind of see a bulbous image of Quincy, their head and shoulders sort of glided up against the snake's body as you see it kind of starting to elongate into its neck.
Kevin, you're gonna be the first DM to kill Quincy.
Wait, our turns are not over yet, Quincy. Don't give up.
Can
The
I?
power of friendship is strong in Lucifer. He might not say it often, but
Oh.
Am I able to
So-
heal someone from this?
On your turn.
Yeah, like if I heal them, and they'll be no longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that, we come to
this is the other snake's turn.
the snake that you've all been knocking about, the green snake here. And with enemies abound, it is going to... It's gonna make a grab at... You know what? You and Ebby and Lucy, roll a d20.
Oh no.
I'm a bird.
14.
14.
I don't want to say.
Oh.
I got 3.
3.
Okay.
Gonna make an attack against you, Evie, as it starts to lunge itself at you and try to coil around your feathered body. That is a 2.
Oh.
6. That is an 8, which I believe misses.
So this is the green snake that's around Moss.
Quincy.
So the green snake was around Moss.
Oh.
It has
Yeah.
left the body and is...
Oh, it's left the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you guys start to attack it, it started to
Okay.
rise up and go after you. Leaving Moss
Okay.
just knocked out, passed out on the ground. But Ebby, I believe your AC is higher than that, so it misses.
I have 13.
Oh, wait, sorry, my bad. This is the one that got burped in the face. It doesn't attack
no,
you.
I wanted to ask that. I just didn't know if it lost the attack turn because of the burp in the face.
No, it's got to roll a d6. Sorry, it's Quincy Snake that can attack. So
Right.
let's see here what it does. Again, just so you know I'm not playing favorites. It rolled a 1, which means
It
that
does nothing.
it takes no actions, no bonus actions, uses all of its movement to move in a random direction.
Wherever it moves is not far enough away from me.
As that gas sort of flies off its face, you just see it just coiled up. It just wants to escape this awful burp cloud it's in and starts to move itself this way, which will incur an opportunity attack from the snail,
Let's
from
go.
Lucy, and from Ebby.
Pop it.
If I use opportunity attack, do I mess up my own turn later on?
So you each get 1 reaction per round. So if you use this opportunity attack, you won't be able to use your Hellish Rebuke in the same turn if it tried to
Oh,
attack.
I'm not worried about myself.
So if you're not worried about that, then you'll be fine. It's just a reaction.
We're attacking 1,000%.
Okay. So hit with your rapier, Abby. You can hit with the scythe.
Can I do a feature?
This is just an attack roll.
Oh, okay. And I just okay.
Rapier, 17.
17 hits. Roll damage.
Come on, baby. 13.
13 points of damage.
I hit the wrong thing at first, but I rolled my hit and it was a 21.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
I should have 1.
1.
I'll take
Okay.
you.
Poke.
Peck.
So as the snake starts to wriggle itself out from the gaseous cloud in its face and lets go of its meal, the rest of you just ricochets, slashes, and slices as filleting parts of the snake's body as blood trickles down from various gashes all around. You just see it and just violently run away as it slithers out into the distance, into the bog outside of the tower.
I'm going to hunt that snake down later. Let it be known.
And all that's left is the giant boa constrictor in front of you, which it is now its turn.
Also, good job, Bebby.
Hey, you too, yeah.
So with 1 snake left, seeing Ebby kind of closest, it's gonna lash out at Ebby
Child.
and try to make a constrict hit. Oh, that is gonna be a 14. That is gonna be a 20. 20 to hit, which
Oh,
I
boy.
believe does hit. So this is gonna be 2d8 bludgeoning. So you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
So, is it not holding on to Quincy anymore?
No, it unleashed him, let go of him as it slowly starts to unravel from seeing the snake get hurt from the other side, sees you guys as a threat, and unravels around Quincy, and then goes to strike against Ebby.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to do wild shape and turn into something super small,
But you can't do that outside of your turn.
I just mean like when it comes to my turn.
Yeah,
And that could it technically remove me from my grapple situation, or am I still
definitely.
okay?
Ah, frick yeah.
I'm a fly.
Yeah. You could turn into a hummingbird or, a bat or anything, and your size would just suddenly shrink to small, and you'd move out of the way.
Just be cautious because you'll be easier to swallow.
Alright. That's going to be the snake's turn. After that is Lucy. What would you like to do?
So much.
So much.
Okay, all right, I'm near enough to the yellow snake. This is not a thing, just as of right now, where Ebby is held on to, I like glance over at giant snail to be like, it's just you and me now, buddy. And then I want to do the same thing. I want to launch with my rapier at the throat of the yellow constrictor.
Boa constrictor, yeah. Make your attack.
Oh, you sweet son of a bitch. 17 plus 5, 23.
Oh, that'll hit. Roll damage.
Come on, baby. 6.
Oh.
Better than nothing.
So you kind of rush over, look at the snail, like, we got this, buddy. Take out the rapier, going for a slash. But as its body starting to wrap around Ebby, the feathers, the plumage starting to fall out from various gaps in the coiled snake's body. You're going for a strike, but you don't get quite the position you wanted. It kind of skins off the side, still cuts it a bit, but not that sort of stabbing motion that you wanted.
Can I use that second hand attack or no?
Yeah. So you got 2-weapon fighting.
Oh my God, please.
Bonus action to hit it with the hand axe.
Hand axe. Plus 12 plus 5, 17.
That'll also hit. Roll damage.
Come on, you sweet. 7. It's fine.
7 points damage. Okay. Every bit helps. So once again, you kind of going for a lunge. It kind of skins off of the coiled body of the snake. But once again, you do that. Bam! And you make a giant chop right into that part where you skinned off. And it sinks deep into the snake's body. And you feel the coiling quiver around Ebby's body. It makes purge as the snake reels in pain. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay.
Except for just wait.
Ebby, it is your turn now, friend. As
I can't make like a strength
has
check.
now dropped
Ebby released, right?
beside the snake on the ground floor.
The what?
So the cage you were holding,
Yeah.
so you got grappled, you dropped it, and it fell to the ground beside the snake and is kind of rolling on the ground. So you hear Tavlar, ooh, ah, ew, oh.
Are you okay, Tavlar? Like he tries to squeeze through his.
I will live, my friend. We will get you out of this. I swear to God and all that is holy.
Okay, yay, because I don't like this place. So, question about this thing that I may be doing. If I turn into a bigger animal, what would happen?
So at your level, you have a very specific type of animals that you can change into.
Right.
So you can't just change into, say, a dinosaur.
A
Change
dinosaur.
into it like a hippo and just break through of its grass.
So you have a very specific list of beasts that you can change into at this low level.
Okay.
The more you level up, the higher, the more wide range of creatures you're able to turn into. So I believe for your wild shape currently, you can change into, let's see here. Transform into any beast that has a challenge rating of 1/4 or lower. So right now you can change into a wolf, a crocodile, or no, sorry. No, oh, my bad. You're at 3rd level. You can change it to a wolf.
I was saying crocodile would be helpful.
Or lower, that doesn't have a flying speed or swimming speed. So here, let me
Unless
just
I already
see
have
here.
flying and it makes it possible, right?
Here, let me see here.
Because it does say that that anything that my race or thing does can cross over as long as it's physically possible.
I have the list of beasts that you can change into.
Wonderful. Thank you. I guess I didn't know where to look.
Okay, so here are the things you can change into that are at that CR 1/4 level.
Yeah.
An axe beak, a boar, a constrictor snake, a draft horse, an elk, giant badger, giant bat, giant centipede, giant frog, giant lizard, giant owl, giant poisonous snake, giant wolf spider, panther, riding horse, a swarm of bats, swarm of rats, swarm of ravens, wolf. The swarms I don't think make sense, but the rest of those do. So in this instance, if you wanted to make yourself into a giant poisonous snake or a giant spider, you are still constricted, but I would give you advantage out of getting out of it.
Okay.
Because this giant constrictor snake is a huge beast.
Yeah.
Giant poisonous snake is a medium beast. So you're not as big as the snake that's coiled around you, if that makes sense. If you were matching its size, I'd say you just kind of break free. But you're not the same size as he is. So you're still bigger than you were before. But yeah, so it's totally up to you. But if you wanted to change if you wanted to go smaller, you could just escape. But if you wanted to go like a giant centipede, wolf spider, I would give you advantage on the check to break free.
Is there an ability difference between the centipede, the wolf spider, or the poisonous snake at all?
Just based on abilities. Let me see here. Snake has they all have just like 1 or 2 attacks, really. The spider, you can spider climb, which means you could climb like up the tower or walls or things like that. You also get a bite that if you hit, you do a d6 of damage. The target has to make Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 poison damage on a failed save or half on success. If the target goes to 0 hit points, target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour, and is paralyzed. So it's kind of a thing of like, none of them do like death rays and the thing's dead. They all do, fairly good attacks, but when you wild shape, you take on the hit points of that beast. So it's like gaining an extra 11 hit points to take damage before going back to your regular form.
Do they both have the same hit points?
Giant wolf spider has 11 hit points. Giant poisonous snake. I'm a snake.
Like a snake.
Snake has 11 hit points. They're all going to be around that range, I think.
Either way, it's higher than what I have now.
Yeah. So let's see what giant frog has.
Giant frog versus a humongous snake.
The battle of the ages.
Right?
18 hit points.
Okay. And what does the frog have any unique abilities?
It can bite, which would. This is the thing though. It's not as big as a snake, so it has a bite and swallow ability, but the snake is larger than it, so can't really swallow anything bigger than itself.
You could try to swallow the tail.
If I could I swallow one of my incapacitated people and get them away?
I'll allow it.
Cool, I'm turning into a frog.
Oh my God. Don't worry, me, Giant Snail,
Wow.
and our little dragon homie got this.
Anybody
This
who's watching
is-
this from afar.
Well, yeah. This is D&D. Luckily, I have a giant frog token for some reason. Waiting in the wings. Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
How appropriate.
Okay, I was gonna be like, whoa, that's huge.
That's amazing.
So it is a medium creature, but is considered to be a giant frog.
I feel that just because of Ebby, it should be a Venezuelan glass frog.
Sure. We could do that. Okay, so Ebby, you have now become a giant frog. I'll tell you what these attacks kind of do as we go for that. So you're going to use your wild shape as a bonus action, correct?
Yep.
To change to a giant frog. So I will give you.
Is it a bonus action?
I think it is.
Wild shape is an action.
It's an action, sorry. So there you go. So you use your action for a wild shape that you can tick there. So I will give you advantage on trying to break out of the constrict.
Okay.
So roll your strength check at advantage.
Fuck that shit. 8.
With both rolls?
The second roll was a 2.
Don't we all
What
have
was the first roll?
Inspiration.
Can we have inspiration?
Oh yeah, you do. I think chat's giving you guys inspiration.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 8.
D4, but even with a D4, it wouldn't be enough to break out of it. So
No.
if your total was an 8,
Okay. Yeah. I rolled an 8 and I rolled a 2.
yeah. So unfortunately, you turn yourself into a giant frog.
Mhm.
But as you kind of wriggle your form, the rest of you just see Ebby's plumage just sort of fall to the ground, and their bones kind of break and snap as their body and skin changes into this very large frog with elongated legs and this big, wide mouth head connecting to its shoulders and its body, and this moist amphibious skin of this green coloration takes hold. Yet it's still like it's still just wrapped around in the boa constrictor and can't seem to get out.
And so I'm still gonna. Can I still use Speech of the Woods while I'm in this form? I believe I can.
Yeah, I think it's just a natural trait that that you possess.
So the frog me is trying to communicate with the snake again, but it's like you need to stop. Let us go.
Ribbit. Make a persuasion check.
Please don't be a shitty. 14. And can I use an inspiration that's not good enough?
Go for it.
Okay. 4, right? D4? Okay, so that's 17. Talking solves it all.
Talking solves it all.
As the snake wraps around you, friends snapping and stabbing at the snake, you are somehow, even in your amphibious form, somehow able to connect and talk with this giant constrictor as it wraps around you and is being slashed by Lucy, Quincy knocked out on the floor, Moss knocked out on the floor. The snail going in for a second attack. You communicated, you gotta stop this now, stop! It's about to go in for a strike and the snake just looks at you and kind of turns its head like a confused puppy. What else do you want to say to it?
So Eddie in his frogginess, Eddie in his frogginess sighs and looks at us like, if this is your way of stopping, thank you. I'm so sorry for whatever we did to cause you to get aggressive like that.
The snake just kind of stares at you for a little bit longer. This was our home. the first move.
I understand. I hope you can accept my apologies for this. We came to this area, and we didn't know that some place was called home for some things. All we knew is that the thing that apparently crashed into your home was something that drew us here, and we were trying to see if everything was all right. When we came here, we unfortunately did not check to see if Cuillin was here. And I'm truly sorry that we invaded your space. Is there anything that I could do to make up for this?
The rest of you, well, I guess just Lucy at this point, with rapier in hand, just suddenly frozen in place as you see a giant frog version of Abby. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. And you're just kind of looking back and forth, not really sure what's going on or how this is happening. Looking over at the snail. Just this confused look over as the sluggish snail and the mucus drips off also a little bit, because his body language seems a bit confused. You say that to the snake. Hungry. Want food.
Well, I understand that. Is there, other than the people and things you see here, is there something I could get or assist you with in finding something?
Can we offer it Zephyr?
You good. It's up to Shane here to decide what they want to do.
You clearly know that will not be an Abby option.
I will help you hunt it down.
But first, is it okay if we can remove my friends so that you and I can sort this out together?
I am hurt.
You hurt?
You kind of for the first time, even though you got your bulbous sort of oval head with two big bulging frog eyes, kind of can look around you. You see these huge gashes from the rapier hits and the slashing from your party members, blood dripping down the side of the yellow scales of the snake.
Do you have anything that I could use to? So I take a look around its body after hearing it hurts. I'm going to do a medicine check to see if I can, just if there's something I can do in the meantime to mend those as a frog. I got 11.
As a frog, no. There's not much you can do as a frog.
So I look at him again and say, I'm not able to help you in this form, but I could probably help you find food in this form. Is there anything else that I could do to help you not hurt? Abby looks also to the side to see that he's being stared at and just shrugs in his froggy way and goes back to the snake.
Snake looks at you. I don't want to hurt anymore.
Oh God, he's playing right into Abby's fucking because so Abby, can I cast abilities in my frog form? I can't remember.
No, so you'd have to go back to being Abby to be able to cast spells again.
Okay, so Abby takes a moment to think, and then he looks up and says, he's like, well, I can either help you not hurt, or I can help you find your fill of your belly. But they don't work in this form. One of them works in this form, one doesn't. Which do you prefer?
Heal me.
So now Abby's eyes blink, and then he slowly melts away from his frog form back into being.
Lucifer, you're just seeing this conversation going on, having no fucking clue what they're saying to each other. But after a little bit of time, you see this giant frog form slowly just sink into the coiled body of the boa constrictor, and you can sort of see feathers, plumage out from the coiledness, and you can hear Abby's feet land on the ground as the snake's coiled body kind of loosens a bit, allowing Abby to kind of float down in the middle, and the coil in the snake kind of slowly unravels to reveal Abby standing in front of the snake as it releases you and kind of roils himself back up, staring at you.
So Abby goes right into using one of his level 1 healing word spells.
Okay.
So he does his, as he did before, his soft type hum, and he heals for 6.
Okay. You start to see some of the gashes close up. Some of the wounds start to become just light, dry scars along the snake's body. Will you let me leave?
So Abby is shocked by this, and then he looks to Lucy and says, it wants to leave. Meanwhile, realizing that Lucy has no idea what the hell they talked about.
So Lucifer this entire time has been boiling on the inside. Anything attacking his loved ones is like the end-all be-all. Trusting Abby, though, he literally says through his teeth, tell it to go before I change my mind. And he slowly puts his weapons away, as much as he hates doing so.
So Abby looks up to the snake, and before saying what Lucifer says, which Abby knows he will, he wants to know the snake's name. I have reasons.
Yeah, Snake, what's your name?
Yeah.
Name. I have no name. I simply am.
Oh. Well, I'll call you Sluicy.
You take that back.
Oh my god.
Lucy.
You don't seem to like it. I can. What would you like to be called so that I can remember you as a friend, even though you hurt my friend?
Lucifer's hands slowly quiver as he's trying to put his weapons away.
Sebastian.
Whoever asks me my name, to give myself a name. Snake.
Okay. I'll call you Snake. Snake.
Solid Snake.
Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I'm unconscious for this.
I had to. I had to.
Abby. Abby looks up to Snake and says, well, that's a beautiful name. I hurt.
For I am mighty and sturdy.
Questionable.
Well, at least we'll believe Do you have anything that can help my friends from all this damage it has pursued?
As Lucifer stands over our two incapacitated friends, not having any healing talents of himself.
So you may, even if you don't have healing spells or healing potions, you can make a medicine check when someone is upon death saving throws to try to stabilize them to 1 HP.
Can I do that?
Basically like giving them CPR to try to make them resuscitate.
Can I do that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Doing this, guys.
Which character do you want to go to first?
Quincy, because Quincy is closer to death.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take care of Moss afterwards.
You
All
better.
right, so make me a medicine check.
So Abby looks up to the snake. It's like, well, solid snake.
18.
Please, I know this may be awkward, but remember, we let you go.
Its head coils down really close to your beak and face.
Abby's smiling.
And you remember that I let you go.
Oh.
And the snake slowly just slithers by you. It starts to make its way
And
past you.
Abby turns his head. It's like, and that's what friends are for, friend. And then Abby starts walking towards us.
And the snake coils itself into the mist, into the swampland, disappearing.
Lucifer
I'm also the
rolled
one that healed you! He yells before going back to us.
Lucifer rolled a 18 medicine check.
18. So yeah, you go over to Quincy and you see them just knocked out. You kind of put your ear over to their mouth and they're not breathing, and you start to just do compressions. Come on, come on, come on. Nothing's happening. Then you suddenly look at your hand, breathe it in flame, smack them right in the face.
Is that for both of us or just Quincy?
One smack for Quincy, and I believe Abby was going to go over to Moss.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to Moss. I'm going to use my level 2 healing word on her.
Okay, there you go. What word do you want to say to enact this healing?
So this one is more of a trill. I don't want to. It's like it's just like a trill noise towards it. None of his healing words will ever be a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of go over to Moss as they're. You kind of see them convulsing a little bit, with their chest kind of caving in and out, and you just go up to them.
Huns and trills! Huns and trills!
No, I'm just kidding. You go over to them and lightly just do a little bit of a trill. And this sort of very peaceful, calming trill enters into your eyes, into your ears. And you just slowly start to wake up, like a very calming sort of alarm going off by your bedside. Yes, Moss?
With this really calm trill as I come back to life, like thrust up, I'm calling the snail Bubba. Thanks, Abby. Bubba. She doesn't peacefully come up. She's like, Bubba.
So Abby looks towards the snail and it's like questionable look. Like, is that what you want?
Snail kind of looks over at Moss as they spring up. Bubba! Call me Bubba! And the snail kind of puts its elongated snake-like neck sort of under you to like pick you up and sort of slide you down its neck over to its shell.
And now you've got slime on your fur.
I do, but I'm just like I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it now.
Lucifer's gonna pick up Quincy since he's
purring.
not in quite the best state to walk on his
My
own.
ribs are still crushed.
I very gingerly pick up Quincy in both arms.
So I gave her a heal of 6.
Okay, so you heal 6 points there.
She gets a trill and I get a slap in the face. That sounds
Hey, I can still heal.
Yeah.
I still have another heal I can do.
We need a rest.
And as you have conquered these 2 boa constrictors, invading their home, you had a hard-fought battle. 2 of you went down, but through peaceful delegations and understanding, you were able to escape that threat as the tiny fairy dragon caught in the bird cage. Oh, great heavens! You're alive! You're all alive! Oh, thank God! Oh, I'm so happy, so very happy. You, bird man, you are a fantastic healer. Good job.
Yay!
While Moss is like rolling around in slime, just like purring, just like, oh, who's this?
And so Abby kind of just like looks over, looks down at the thing and says, "This is Sir Tevlar. He burped and saved you."
Oh.
That I did. That I did.
Moss
And-
dismounts the snail and she like bends the knee. I
And
am
we
in your
could-
debt.
And we couldn't have done it. And Abby like slowly like swills over to Lucy. I was like, couldn't have done it without. I can't say it 'cause it's so wrong. Couldn't have done it without this joint communication and agreement of action between Lucy and I. And he looks up, he's like starts patting his back. He's like, see, he's smiling. Where'd that bunny go?
Lucifer has every intention on saving all that rage that is still inside him for whatever next battle there is. Or if he finds that bunny rabbit. But he can't freak out because he's got Quincy who's very badly beaten in his heart. He's just holding all his anger in his heart.
I should probably heal this guy. Hey Quincy, do you need a heal? I can help you out.
I'm still out. I got punched. I'm just alive, but I'm like, I'm out.
He's
Am I allowed to
stabilized,
do
but he's
heals
out.
if you're out of combat. Am I able to do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're all out of combat now, so you can heal people as you wish, whatever you like.
So I'll do another level 1 heal on Quincy.
Can while he's doing that,
You got 8.
Quincy, your cheek is
Oh.
searing red.
Oh,
And Abby just continues to hum.
oh, hi, Lucy. What are you
Hey,
doing?
buddy.
What are you doing?
Helping you out, but you're doing fine. I got you.
Okay. Oh,
No worries, you're safe.
you're very warm.
That's the anger.
Oh,
A little bit of
okay.
love, but a lot of
Okay,
everything's fine.
you stay angry then. And I'm just gonna pass out. I'm gonna fall
Perfect.
asleep.
I got him.
You think we'll ever see Solid Snake again?
Oh, you better pray that we don't.
Why? He could be a helpful friend.
While they debate, can I ask Sir Televar if he knows about Zybilna's whereabouts?
Okay. So we go over to the cage, kind of jump off the giant snail as Abby is healing Quincy,
Very
and
slimy.
Lucy just looks very frustrated and mad and just kind of kicking swamp dirt
Mm-hmm.
at the sight of these two creatures leaving his grasp. You go over to Tevlar, kind of prop up the bird cage, lean down on one knee to get to their eye level because they're tiny. They're like this big. Ask them the question. The question that you asked was,
Do you know the whereabouts of Zybilna?
not currently, but that is what brings me here to Prismere this day. Madame, my name is Tavlar. I am a noble fairy dragon and emissary of Titania, the Summer Queen. I traveled to Prismir to try to persuade Zybilna to ally with the Sealy Court against its hated enemies, the Fomorians. Listen, but I soon discovered that Prismir had been seized by the hags of the Hourglass Coven. Before I could return with the news of their treachery, Evlorna trapped me in this enchanted silver bird cage, and I can't do any of my special tricks inside of it. It's very, very frustrating. Although my special breath seems to work, nothing else will. But upon seeing my situation, I had someone who is sympathetic to my cause. Poor Willywog. He stole my cage and fled with it in one of Blavlorna's balloons. Soon after the balloon was attacked by some malicious winds, air elemental of some sort, no doubt sent by Bavlorna. It sent it careening into this ancient crumbling tower you see before you. Willywog paid the ultimate sacrifice for this plan. And I've been stranded here ever since. But it's not too late. We can thwart their plan. And if I could just get word to my loyal queen, we can help free Prismir from these evil hags, these despicable ones.
So is Prismir a territory? Like, you said that your queen is from Summer Court. Is this Spring Court or supposed to be Spring? Or is Prismir separate from Spring, Autumn, and Winter?
For myself and the Sealy Court, it is different from Prismir. Prismir is its own land, its own realm. Once led by Zybilna in all her faithful glory until the Hourglass Coven took over and spread the territories between the three sisters.
So the Hourglass has not yet taken control of the Summer Court.
The Sealy Court, no. We have our own problems with the Fomorians. But here in Prismir, they have taken over the entire land. A goblin named Jingle Jangle has the key to this bird cage, and it seemingly is the only way I can get myself out. She lives atop of Telemi Hill. It's not too far away from this location. If you were to escort me to this place and free me, we could help get Zybilna out together.
Moss looks over to her team to see if they're finished debating. You guys hear any of that?
What?
There's someone that has a magic key that is keeping.
His name is Jingle Jangle.
Yes, Jingle Jangle.
And we should pay it to visits.
Jangle.
Let me put this energy to something.
Jingle, jingle.
He has a key, and we have to save and free Sir Tevlar. And I think we've just earned a new ally.
Like the snake.
I do not want to be compared to any reptiles or snakes, thank you.
I agree.
Agreed.
We could compare him to Bubba.
Correct.
Bubba!
The snail?
Bubba is our ally, yes.
He is a very courageous creature. I accept
Yes.
this.
Okay, good comparison. Okay.
But we must act quickly. The Hourglass Coven, they're using some ancient artifact called Igwil's Cauldron. Using this, the Coven has frozen time in Zybilna's palace, trapping the Archfey inside. If we can somehow be able to reverse these effects, maybe we can free Zybilna from the prison. Bavlorna rules this land of Hither. We must find her and see what we can get out of her to where we can go next.
So key first and then on to Bavlorna?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I can get word back to my sweet, amazing, illustrious queen. and together we will combine our forces and
Sounds like there's a bit
struggle.
of a crush there.
Excuse me, sir. There is no crush. It is out of extreme respect only.
You're in love.
Lutus was like, all right, for sure.
Jingle, jangle.
Okay.
I am but a loyal vassal. If you stared upon the Summer Queen yourself, your insides would burst, your eyes would fall out of your skull, and your horns would break off.
Sounds like you're in denial, but that's all right. We'll talk about it later.
Well, I'm all for helping you because you helped save us. So thank you for that.
I did what I could. What anyone would do in that situation.
Are you guys ready to go? I'm
Yes.
ready.
Please.
Jingle jangle.
Jingle, jangle.
But what
Takes
if-
out his long sword that basically resembles like a tiny, thin dagger out of his sheath. Forward march! This is where you pick up the birdcage.
I was gonna say,
Oh, okay, sorry.
he's carrying the birdcage in that direction.
But Evie looks out to the building and says, but what if there's something in the building that we can use? Never mind, we can just go. I just that's fine.
Lutus was
falling
not
over
walking off
and
with
probably
Prince in
kill
his
us by
arms.
going inside. So,
Or as we like to say, Sir Tevlar, full send.
Send?
Full send. Let's go. Onward.
For send! As the four of you, now six of you, including Bubba the giant snail, Sir Tavlar, begin to change direction. As before you were kind of going sort of northeast, now you start to go more east as Tevlar begins to direct you as one of you rides atop of the giant snail, moving past the mist and the boggy swampland over to a new location. It is there, everyone, that we are going to end the stream tonight. So we're going to end there. That was a really fun one. Thank you all so much, as always, for coming and watching us weirdos here on the Wild Beyond the Witchlight stream. Really do appreciate it. Thank you to our sponsors, Crit Kit, C4 Labs. Please go check out their wares. They do amazing work. And hopefully sooner or later, we'll be able to get some of those awesome dice and trays over to these people here. But until next time, everyone, tune in 2 weeks' time for the next installment of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Pending. I know it's going to come to a holiday time. Maybe there will be a break, but we'll look out for posts on Dicecream, Instagram, TikTok, all that for further information on future shows. But you can come back next Monday for our weekly homebrew campaign that's been going on since April 2020. We just passed our 50th session, and we are getting into the campaign ending arc, sadly enough. So it's been a wild ride. So if you want to see some amazing D&D action every single week with some amazing TikTok creators, come hang out with us Mondays, 5 p.m. PST. But until then, everyone, stay safe, wash your hands, don't be a dick, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!